Welcome to a special Halloween edition of the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Brett Mayo.
And I am Brandon Mayo.
And I'm Matthew Mayo.
Nice.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
And last
great.
night we watched The Babysitter and
The Void.
Void.
Not D-Board, The Void. All right.
Cue introduction.
Normal broadcasting will be discontinued for an indefinite period.
Thanks for warning.
They walk among us.
Now they're watching us too, huh?
I saw someone. I swear to God. I saw it.
I'll make it easy for you.
A remarkable first attempt.
That's what this film is all about.
We did talk
Do that. Now, I'm going to
What
put
are
the
you talking
fucking...
about? That's going to make it so easy for you to edit now.
No, what? Just to be a dick, I can't help this, man. I'm a
What?
contrarian at heart. I'm going to put it right before it.
Are you serious?
No. I mean, I might.
You know what? You're the one that edits it. You do what you want. We just listen to it. Although sometimes I wonder if Matt even listens to it. I think he
I
just
do.
gets on
There's
these
no
podcasts to
input
humor
from
us.
him.
I'm a blank slate. I'm just here to absorb content.
I think he just shows up. He's like one
Criticize
of he's
us,
Allen
Matt.
Iverson.
I don't
Talk
deep
about
dive.
practice.
I don't criticize. I just absorb.
Yeah, he just shows up for game time, and then he's not a part of the team practices, not a part of activities.
Makes me even more pissed
Hey,
because not
guys.
only am I editing the goddamn thing, I then go back and listen to my edits. Fuck you! I've listened to it 5 times to your none.
I love the idea of us like monetizing this podcast and making a ton of money off it, and Matt's like, "Wait, we make money off of this?
Never
Oh, that's
know.
cool.
Good job, guys.
Matt's like, "What? We
Hey,
finished
that's
one?
awesome for you.
I don't know.
all.
We put them out.
I thought we just hung out once a week to talk about movies. I
There's
didn't
about
know.
50 OneDrive links in our goddamn messaging.
I know.
I have them all separated on OneDrive.
All right, good.
I kind of believe you.
Never
I've
download
listened
it.
to quite a bit of them. I've listened to quite a bit of them.
What's been your favorite to listen to?
Watch him put
House
out
of the
like,
Devil from
He-
forever ago.
oh
that
yeah,
was-
Tom.
It's a deep cut. He gets us.
God, there's a.
He gets us.
I can't remember the name of
us.
the movie, and it's that terrible kids movie when he's flying the pizza.
Oh, Munchie.
Munchie. Yeah,
I
that one will always. Get me
I'm really
because
starting to doubt you listen to him, but
I listened to Munchie actually at my office and made the warehouse listen to it. So
Oh yeah.
did you get
yeah,
any
they actually enjoyed
feedback?
it. None of them had any idea what that movie was. So
I don't care if they know about the
So we're
movie.
just-
They're supposed to listen to it and be like, all right, these
Well,
guys
What's
the
the
way
are
we
goal of
described
this
it-
podcast?
the way we described it
Should
was
not
much
exist.
more porn heavy than the actual movie was.
they
They had a very different idea.
they
Munchie-
thought it was a little porn heavy, a lot
Yeah.
more than it actually was.
You know what? That's okay because they probably thought when they were making it, there's a chance that
Oh,
this thing
it's
is gonna
been a
fuck
chance.
that lady,
This is it.
Lonnie Anderson, over there, like, looking like a rip off of Pamela Anderson.
I do think that's a good question, though. What is our goal as a podcast? Is it to describe a movie so much you feel like you've watched it? Is it to just
To
give you
bullshit.
our broadcasting takes on it? What are we here for?
You make me think of the fucking fundamentals of software design class I'm taking right now, and how it's like business requirement,
off.
functional and non-functional requirements. And like, if I looked at our vision or our business
Our vision
requirements, it's a fucking mess. I don't
Peak
even know how to
operating
like
efficiency.
clearly define.
Well,
But
especially
that
if you consider we never post this anywhere for anyone to ever listen to.
I
So
know.
it really is us.
us
just hanging out
talking
to
like
talk
we're
about
talking
movies.
to our audience right now
Yeah.
is hilarious to me because
It's so
you hear
meta,
that? That's
you
the
know?
audience. Nothing. That's how meta we are.
So
Yeah.
delayed.
I used to say hi mom in these podcasts, and now I know she probably was never listened to one in the past like year either.
You all,
we didn't
I
make a
send them
plan
out to you. You send them out to Mom. It always feels weird for me. Like, hey, Mom, I edited this podcast. Listen to it.
You're right. It's so much better for like, hey, Mom, we were on this podcast. That Brandon edited."
Mom, I know.
Yeah, man, if you were a special guest star on Joe Rogan, you share that fucking thing.
I'm not a
Well,
guest
fair
on
enough.
this fucking show.
Well, the
What?
way you made it sounded like we stopped in and had a chat.
You're a reoccurring special guest.
Just it's a way to let Mom know we still talk to each other.
Yeah. And, you know,
Of course, it's wait and go.
we'll get it out there, audience. I know you all been waiting for it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the answer, though, I always think it's to talk about the films and provide like a color commentary.
Thank
But
you.
to do it in like a chronological order of the actual film.
We go
Oh, that
through
makes
what
me a
happened.
play-by-play. I hate
Yeah,
the
it sure
play-by-play
does.
guy.
The play-by-play we're good anymore. I think we're better when we breeze over most of it, touch on
I
the
think so,
high
too.
points, and
Yeah.
then bullshit.
Set the scene, point it out.
I'm Lord
Point out
Chaos
the-
over here. I can't stick to a script.
And sometimes when I listen to the podcast, I'll be like, I'm such an asshole because clearly I'm waiting for you all to finish talking so I can just move us back along. I'm like, yeah, that's great, but also this is the movie we're talking about.
Funny
Man,
joke, but next scene,
And
bastard.
but there's so many times in there when I can see Brett's trying to lead us, or even me, or whoever, and then I or someone else are like, "Yeah, wait 1 second though. I got one more crazy little tidbit," and we're off to the races again. Granted, we haven't even started this one. You know, it's been
That's
6
I
minutes.
mean, that's kind of the point,
It's
though,
good
right?
timing.
I think we answered our question. It's like Seinfeld. It's a show about nothing.
Yeah, I think the goal of stuff like this is people don't listen to you to hear a certain movie. They listen to you because they want to hear your thoughts on any movie.
They like your.
It's like they're hanging out with you.
Personality.
They're having a beer with you, a Coors
Oh.
Light,
Are we content creators?
Yeah. God damn it.
or a Mountain Dew Zero, or a coffee. You know, whatever.
Kathy.
Man, dude. I don't know if I feel good about people knowing I drink Coors Light.
Why?
I wouldn't.
It's a good way to
Just
let
not
everyone know you stay hydrated.
Yeah. No, because it's
It's a good way to let people know you're one step
had-
away from meth.
I've had a 24 pack of it going on 2 months now.
It's a
Damn
good
it.
way for people to know that you're going to a Kid Rock concert later on.
I met someone that went
It's a good way to
to a Kid
let
Rock
people
concert.
know he's going through something right now.
The guy I went to Gen Con with went to a Kid Rock concert. And I
Is-
had so many
serious?
questions for him on the ride up there. This is 100% serious.
Does he have sleeves?
He wore a sleeveless shirt.
Oh.
He was like, it was hot. It was like in the Carolinas. And I was like, okay, buddy.
Sleeves don't
What
burn you
else?
up that much. That's
I'm
what.
hot all the time. That doesn't mean I'm just gonna take my sleeves off.
He's a Southern news pastor. So I think that just, I don't know why
What?
that fits to me.
No, it doesn't.
He wasn't at the time. He is now.
Yeah. He's
doesn't-
a psych
You
man.
grow into it. It's like you evolve. The ones
Yeah.
that survives the mess binge go
So
into the ministry.
it
Class
starts with the
saved.
the sheer fabric cutters, and then like you go into your sleeve cutting ceremony, and then 10 years later you're an ordained minister.
I've never let anyone else go down that path. That's why I like it.
I took off my sleeves so I could add an extra collar.
Here's a question: if Kid Rock was the youth pastor at a church you went to, would you send your kids to that church?
No.
No, but I would go.
What would you like? Turn your hat backwards and say, "Hey, man, what's up? I'm
What's
ready
up?
to learn about Jesus."
His
Jake,
name
it's
is
JC.
God.
God with the God to the God to God to God.
That'd be the only church where
And all the
places that
addicts in the
can-
methadone clinics, because that stays the
Well,
same.
they're right next to it. They're next
Gotta
to it.
save them. Gotta save them.
It's a recovery ministry.
So, like I said, the first movie we watched was called The Babysitter. It's a 2017 Netflix movie.
Netflix original.
What?
I was just adding Netflix original, which
Yeah.
are normally trash.
This is the first
they-
one I've watched in a while.
Yeah,
The
I
action movies are ugh.
Oh
yeah, they're very cookie
Netflix-
cutter.
used to try harder. And I don't know.
Yeah, I
What
would
does it
agree.
even have that's big now? Stranger
I-
Things.
You know, it's weird. Netflix kind of started it out,
Arcade.
and I barely watch it anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, I had to rebuy it to watch this.
Oh, you
Really?
could. I got it on my Plex
So I played
for
a
you,
joke.
man.
I canceled Netflix 3 months ago to see how long it took anyone in my family to notice I canceled Netflix, and they didn't. So I had to rebuy it today.
I
noticed
like this
canceled
idea.
Netflix.
I might do that.
Hey, I went through. We've not had HBO, Netflix.
Oh, I don't know
The only
about
one we have is
that.
Paramount because of Walmart.
Yeah, the Walmart Plus. But Netflix, I get with T-Mobile. It's for free with T-Mobile.
Oh, well, yeah.
It's the add-on, so I don't have to pay for it.
Do I
Because
get
here's
it
the
free
thing.
with T-Mobile?
Yes, you do.
You should. You might have
Fuck
goofed.
me.
Yeah, but
You gotta be
Like
kidding me.
$25 a month for it.
no, man, just. But I forget about it
Shit.
all the time. That's how I haven't paid for it, and then I was like, I don't have Netflix, do I? And then I was like, oh shit, it's tied to my T-Mobile. Okay, I'm good. I'm good.
Nice. All right. Well,
Oh, you know what? Before we actually jump into this movie,
Let's do that.
can I just say the whole format of this show is we spend an hour talking about each movie, and then we kind of talk about both of them at the end. There's really not a cross comparison, but it's just a way to look at two movies of a similar genre, right?
Yeah, horror's been working
Yeah,
for us
this
this
isn't really
month,
jo-
of course.
is this one genre or just
Yeah.
kind of a loose connection?
They were both cults.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's
I
a-
mean that
yeah.
this thing works. They've got human sacrifice.
love
They're
this.
reading from a book. You know.
Yeah.
They are reading.
I
it.
thought
It happens
this
a lot in
was-
horror films.
I thought this was perfect. It's two different ends of the spectrum. Well, I wouldn't even say they're different ends. They're just
They're
They're
different
on two different
approaches.
yeah, yes.
Very.
Execution.
With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and start our first timer so we can talk about the babysitter.
do it.
Cue
Babysitter.
babysitter introduction. Perfect, Brandon. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't have
Hey,
an introduction
there's
for
a side note. Did you all see that Riverside has AI generative voice now? Like I can ask it to use my voice and give it a prompt and it'll read it out in my voice now.
Oh, kind of like a AI co-pilot thing.
Yeah.
Huh? So I could just not show up for these. and
Well,
we could just.
we could put in the
use AI
prompt,
so much at
you know,
work,
like
and it's-
interrupt them and tell them to get back on schedule, and
Yeah.
then it's like, "Hey guys."
or hang on. This is so fucking
I don't
forced.
know. Fuck it.
Or we could
Coors
just
Light,
do
Mountain
Matt
Dew,
since
Kid Rock.
he
yeah.
doesn't listen to him anyways. He wouldn't know if like we
What if
included him or not.
Want to know, guys? I don't remember us doing a podcast, but it's been going great. So I mean,
That's all I'd put into the AIs. Just keep saying that every 5 minutes. It'd be like, you know, Matt's really nailing this episode.
you just keep
Every
saying
once in a
Coors
while,
Light and-
random joke about having someone in your house because of McDonald's and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like
They're all,
that.
they're all gone.
Yeah.
McMayo, and
You
then
moved on to
McRib's
Burger
back
King.
yet?
I'm friends with the ordained minister who went to Kid Rock concert. The fuck?
So the babysitter, who
All right, let me
what are we
hop in
talking
here.
about here?
Let's do the cast real quick.
No.
Yeah.
I need you to explain to me what the fuck a McG is because that's who directed it.
Yeah, it's McG.
Don't say it like that.
Yeah, I know. That was kind of weird, right? Yeah, Mick G.
So weird.
I actually know him from a different movie.
McG a lot. That is actual name, McG.
Yeah, that's what it starts with. And I'm
Charlie
like,
Angel, Terminator Salvation. Oh my god, this guy is. Ooh,
Yeah.
Oh
a
my
lot of
god,
bad
he
films.
produced Sugar Ray's first album.
That's a weird one.
that's why his name's Mick G.
He's like best friends with Mark McGrath.
He did Terminator Salvation
He did
and
Supernatural.
Charlie
He was
Angel's
producer,
Full
consultant.
Throttle. Oh, okay. That's why.
That's I don't know if that's a real name. I'm still putting that out there.
It's what his mother nicknamed him Mick G. They were also
Joseph
his
McGinty Nicole.
uncle and grandfather were named Joe. So
Joe.
they all called him Mick G. But that's about enough of Mick G here and Sugar Ray.
Yes, that's pretty cool.
The cast.
All right.
Samara Weaving, the babysitter, is amazing in this.
She's fantastic in this movie.
She's fantastic in most horror that she does. I think that's about it. because she's also in Ready or Not. She's the main girl.
Pretty
And that
good in
movie is
That's a good
amazing.
film. Yeah,
Mhm.
that film was way better than I thought. 'Cause
Way
I saw a
better.
trailer for that, and I thought it was like, oh, this is just trash. Like everything about the trailer just seemed terrible. And I don't remember how I watched it, but might have been Netflix. Ooh.
It's a really good movie, though. She's also in Scream, and I think there's a new
one?
horror movie that's coming out that she's Azrael.
Ready or Not too.
Azrael, and okay, yeah, and that's another horror one, I think. But after her, we've got Judah Lewis, who is the main kid here, Cole. Which
I like it to call him the main character.
I like that. Brett was talking this earlier. He does kind of seem out of place because he's a handsome young fella, and you're like, I don't know if I believe him in this, but he's good because he makes it funny at parts. I'm sure they could have given it to somebody else and made it work, though. But
No,
yeah,
his
it is.
comedic timing is fantastic.
Everybody's
the-
beautiful movie, besides
You
the
know who
bully.
Garfield as
He
Peter
apparently, what'd you say?
Parker. I said it's like the Andrew Garfield as Peter Parker problem.
It's funny you say that. He actually screened tested for the Spider-Man Homecoming movie.
Oh,
He was almost Spider-Man.
Oh, I wish he had
I
got
don't
it.
know how we feel
We'll leave
about
it at
that,
that.
but I think I like him more than Tom Holland already.
I fucking
Yeah.
hate Tom Holland.
Oh
So-
my. Oh my.
Nice me, little baby Mike Spider-Man. Zendaya, what are you doing over there talking to Timothy? Get back over here, Zendaya.
That's a little fucker. I do not like him.
That's
can
a
feel
really good.
I've had a lot of Holland.
Timothy
hate
Chalamet is a fantastic actor, by the
Oh,
way.
I've
I'm
not
glad
seen
we just
Wonka
talked
yet,
about
but
him.
I want us to watch Wonka.
I
Fuck Wonka.
love Wonka.
I haven't seen it yet. But fuck that because there's breaking news. No, Bones and all.
Bow, bow, bow.
Have you all seen? I doubt you all have because I bet I'm gonna explain the movie to you and you're about to tell me it sounds awful. Bones and all is fucking amazing. It's by the same guy who got him big. Call Me by Your Name, Luca whatever director, and it's kind of a horror movie, but it's more like a metaphor for trauma or something. And it's kind of a world where people eat people, right? And it is amazing. Like
You're
seem
describing a
amazing.
lot of things into one movie here, but
it's hard to explain besides just saying watch it. And I put it as like top, I don't know. It's top 5 movies probably
100.
for the 2020s for me.
top 5 for the 2020s.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Okay, I'll check it out just based off of that alone.
It is amazing. Once it hits right and you know kind of what's going on, because that's even hard. But it's got Luca, he's directing a bunch of directors in it. And Mark Rylance is in it. David Gordon Green, the guy who did the new Halloween movies, it's got a little bit role. Ah,
This is a strange film.
it is fucking amazing, man.
All right, I'll give it a shot.
I'm derailing us, but
You know what we definitely gave a shot is the Babysitter,
Babysitter.
from 2017.
Yeah.
So if we could finish that cast at least, so we could start the movie.
Bones and all, fuck all this. Let's talk about it. You all haven't seen it. Let's watch you watch it. So we've got her. Then we got Bella Thorne, who is
Probably
the cheerleader, and that's how we're gonna. I'm not even gonna put their names most of the time. I'm gonna just say the
cheerleader jock.
the
Yeah, that's
template they're
fine.
using.
Wait. What are we calling the one guy then?
Jock.
No,
2.
rapper.
Okay. All right.
He's got a platinum album he wants, remember? Cheerleader's Bella
Oh,
Thorne,
yeah.
who is amazing too. I think she is awesome.
I actually think there's only one character in this whole movie that was either miscast or I just didn't like him that much.
What?
That was the girl that's like his age that he likes.
Melanie?
I don't like
Oh.
her.
Like
Like the whole movie, I just kept thinking, is she also evil? Because
Wow.
like every time they would focus on her, I'm just like, she looks like she's too old for him. One, I don't
Maybe
know.
he's too young.
I liked her because it's another thing of like he's too handsome and she's too pretty to have this like shy, scared role of next door neighbors kind of thing. Like that's why you need to have normal people in normal roles because you can buy it more. But it is a fun movie. Robbie, what is it? Emil as Max or as the jock, the quarterback.
He's fantastic
He
in
is
this movie.
awesome.
He's
King
great.
Bach is John or the rapper, right? And
rapper.
Glad we went. with
Hannah
that.
Mae Lee is the kind of the nerd.
Yeah,
What was her goal? Did she ever say?
She
I'm
just
sure.
she has some fascination with the process.
She's kind of crazy. Yeah.
And Leslie Bibb is the mom on here. Do you all know Leslie Bibb is Talladega Ricky Bobby's wife? She's also
Yeah.
in Hell Baby, which is amazing.
She's pretty good in this movie.
He said pussy. I love that little
Do you know what that
interaction.
means?
Oh,
Ken Marino as the dad is awesome.
this guy.
I
I've
like
seen
that
him in
actor.
100 things.
I love
and
him.
Brooklyn
never remember.
Nine-Nine as CJ.
Wet Hot American Summer.
I like him a lot, and I thought he was great in this. And I kind of wish there was more of him in this. Honestly.
Him and the mom. I thought they
Yeah.
were cool together, or
Yep.
their little interactions with the son.
Yeah, they're probably in the film like what, 5 minutes total, 10 minutes
Yeah,
total.
it's not much. the hard cut in the middle of it, where
Was
you put
not
the knife in the dishwasher. But and with the bully Miles J. Harvey. I'm just pointing him out because
his character felt really out of place. Half
he
the
was.
time.
Yeah. But I think that's all we really need to go over on the cast, right? And we can
Yeah,
just
I
hop
think so.
to it. And we can kind of blaze through this first part so we can get into the action.
Oh, so you want me to blaze through the part where I talk? Okay.
Man,
All right,
oh,
that's-
man.
That would be preferred.
Nah,
You-
fuck that.
Yeah, you're just gonna keep talking if we don't.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So this kid's a freshman, right? His name is Cole.
Cool.
The opening scene I don't really understand except to tell us that he's terrified of needles, right? Because he's about to get a shot from the school nurse for a flu shot, right? And he's freaking out, and
Chekhov's
the nurse.
gun.
So, I mean, I think it's a funny scene because the nurse is like, "You're kind of being a bitch right now."
Come on, man.
Yeah, got
Yeah,
84
yeah,
kids
that's-
after.
A lot of these opening scenes is that, right? Like,
Yeah. So he gets a shot, and then the next scene, he's getting a basketball thrown at his head, and someone's calling him a pussy.
So, there's a point there because I think Brett's right about this. He doesn't fit the mold so much of being the pussy, like scared of everything kid that we spend so long trying to build it up. When you could just, I don't know, get a son of one of the original cast of Revenge of the Nerds, and I'm sure I'd be like, "There's a pussy,"
Yeah.
and then we'd be good.
maybe it's a
don't have to-
personality thing, though.
I
You know what I mean? Maybe it's
They're
just
trying to
insufferable.
sell me on something because they know they have to. That was all.
Okay, well,
I
the
mean, are they
focus group
still...
liked him.
Matt, you've seen the sequel. Or do they still run with him being chicken shit in the sequel?
Oh my god,
No, I don't think so.
they
The
make
sequel's
it
more
like
about
he's
her, though.
crazy. He's in
Yeah,
it.
that's right.
They're like, and nobody believed me what happened that night.
They make it about her.
There's a girl.
I mean, I felt it was more about her.
Yeah.
What? Who's her?
Well, Samara
Uh,
Weaving's back, right?
Samara Weaving, yeah.
And
Sorry,
then
I was like
also
the babysitter.
There's
So she-
another
I can't
one
remember.
that some girl that's involved with him on it. Why is my fucking? All right.
It's a horror movie on Netflix. I bet I know who it is.
What's the other girl?
It's
Yeah.
the same girl,
Wednesday
Emily Lynn
Addams.
Melanie. Oh, Jenna Ortega is in it. Yes, she is.
Oh, what a shocker! They
I know.
cast her in
Contract.
everything. That
Man, I don't like
Well, I
her
mean, that was in 2020.
fucking much.
Babysitter 2 was.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a while back.
damn!
Don't like
This
her
is-
that much.
I know
feel
it's,
like I'm
it's when
catching
Netflix
up
used to
on
not
stuff.
take 4 years to release a movie or season.
Well, Stranger
wild.
Things, I forget that show exists most of the time, and then I'm like, it'd be cool if they finished that.
It
Yeah,
really
Witcher
would,
was
though.
like that. They're like, we'll be back in 2.5 years for a season, and I'm like,
By the time
what
they get
happened
there,
to when you guys
everyone's
could do
gonna-
a season every year.
I've
Like-
forgotten it, and honestly, I've lost interest in The Witcher because it's taken so long to come
I'm
out.
Oh,
not-
season 3 sucked.
I'm
so
not
that's
doing
why
that, guys. I'm not. I didn't watch
They
it for the first
over-explain
season.
everything.
I'm gonna need another course light. Which,
Already?
well,
Should we talk to him?
You talk about The Witcher.
Nah,
His sleeves are coming off.
Moving to a trailer park.
So the movie. Yeah, he gets a basketball thrown in his head, someone calls him a pussy, and then next scene is him walking home, right? No,
Yeah,
he's
because
talking
his
to
girlfriend's,
his
uh,
friend.
His friend would not get her dad. It's like, yeah, whatever.
Suck it, Dan.
That guy, yeah. That guy, so I hope he dies in the
He
sequel.
loves his car.
Well, yeah, so.
Do not
but-
care for that douchebag. But so
no.
he's walking home and he gets bullied
by Jeremy,
a little chunky kid
the
who-
bully, right?
who dances and talks about
His
Getting with
followers.
some girl. He's like, you
Yeah.
believe me? You said it didn't matter.
well, now it does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. The bully didn't really work for me. I think the one scene with him later on kind of worked when he
Yeah,
starts to fight him.
I'm
that,
gonna take
that was
this.
pretty good. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, right before they really beat him up, because there's 3 kids, I don't know, his babysitter
B.
shows up out of nowhere.
B
that's
pops
it.
up, and what does she drive? Ford Bronco, right? Is that what
That's
it
a
is?
badass car.
That is
yeah.
a fucking
What's
badass
it
car.
about?
I
I
even
don't know
love
what
the
it was.
new. I love the new Broncos. But anyways, B pops up and she's like, "If you dare fuck with him again," and then whisper something, and it's like,
Yeah.
"Damn girl, you crazy!"
Yeah.
And,
And
yeah,
then she pops his tire, and they get the hell out of there.
yeah.
Too easy.
Too easy. And she kisses his boo boo because she's a caring, loving babysitter.
And this is another
Pretty sure
instance.
that
So
happens.
this lady is Samara Weaving. She obviously is not in fucking high school. You know what I mean? Like,
No, not at all.
you look
But I
at her,
think
and you're
She
like,
needs this
that-
job.
I think that's almost the point, though.
oh yeah,
with
yeah.
her.
Yeah. She works. I think she's great though. Anyways, like
She's fantastic in this movie, to the point that even though she's evil, spoiler,
I dig her.
Whoa.
you like her a lot. Like throughout the movie, you're like, I hope he doesn't kill her. Like,
Yeah, come on.
Maybe she could escape.
yeah, something.
She's really well written. She's like a confident, competent character, which is nice compared to most of the
Funny,
characters we've
and
had
her
in our
interactions
films.
with Cole are great. Like
and
they're,
she's a
they're good
decently
together.
fleshed out, decently fleshed out female character as well.
Yeah.
Which is pretty abnormal a lot of times in movies like this,
Yep.
where they would just over sexualize her and not really.
Stuff
Like
from
you
the
said,
fridge.
the confidence is like a big part of her entire, like, aura.
And
Anyways.
built in.
No,
But
you're
yeah,
anyways.
hard cut
Yeah,
to
he-
him going home, talking to his parents,
Yep.
which
Parents.
is hilarious. I mean, this is when he like. You can tell again that he's scared of everything. His mom even knows it. He's scared of the spiders and underneath the house.
Hold on now. They had tarantulas under their fucking house.
They had an army of tarantulas under there.
Yeah.
It was terrifying.
Every time I see
I could deal with
tarantulas or hear
spiders.
army, I think, or army of spiders, when I was driving for work south of Pueblo, and you have the tarantula migration that happens every year, and you can look out in the fucking like desert of Colorado to your right, let's say, and there's just fucking tarantulas going, man. That shit is scary
Oh,
as
God.
fuck.
Well, see, they
Why
did it.
is there not a movie about that?
I
Yeah,
don't
they
know.
naked freaks.
I was just like, run over it, run over
One of
it,
the
run
greatest
over
films
it.
of our time.
But yeah, fuck tarantulas. But yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
so
I get it to a point.
She's in the crawl space, and that's when he says something about being called a pussy, and she's like, "Do you know what that means?"
And then he's like, eh. He goes, I know
It
what
means
pussy
I'm
means. I'm not a retard. And she's like, don't use that word
Don't
retard.
And he's like, under his breath, he has a lot of good lines under his breath, where he's like, "But I can say pussy."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to mention this movie, the comedy in it's actually pretty good. I don't know what style it is, but it's not that Marvel quip style. That kind of
No.
like took over movies around
Yeah.
this time, and like actually to today, too. But it's definitely like a lot more natural, like
Yeah,
free flowing
it is.
comedy, kind of almost like older sitcom style. but a little bit better
It
way.
is. It's
Better
like
way.
hyper awareness though for some of their characters, like the jock and everything. You know.
Oh
God,
yeah,
I love that dude.
That jock is awesome.
It's awful to say you love him because he is the bloodthirsty one. He just likes,
he knows what he wants.
yeah,
Wants
but
to kill everybody.
it's great.
I still liked him. Matter of fact, almost all the characters that were in the cult are somewhat likable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and, I
Bes-
mean, it just,
besides the nerd, because she's nothing really. Besides,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
there's a
Oh,
hint.
her, yeah.
It almost feels like she's the right hand man of the coat, and then she just
Yeah.
is gone.
But I guess he's made to. Are we supposed to think his dad's like a NASCAR driver or something like that? Because he's
'Cause
at a
they're-
NASCAR track. His dad's trying to teach him how to drive. They're going through all the steps, and then he's like, "Nope, not today." So, but
Then
I don't
he
know.
I
hops
guess
in
he
and says,
just found a track.
"Guess I'm hungry for some donuts" or something like that. I forget now.
But he's
Yeah.
apparently a nerd because he's working on a some aerodynamics of one of his cars or something.
Connects cars.
With a knife. Of course, that comes up later because his dad takes a knife and for
Whoa,
some reason
whoa.
puts it in the dishwasher.
That's where it goes.
In no
Did you
world does anyone.
Here's the thing: if you
Right to
care
the
about a
dishwasher.
knife a lot, like it's a really nice knife, you don't put it in
Nice
the
knife.
dishwasher. You wash it by hand real quick, you clean it off, and then you put it right back.
100%.
It's not a nice knife.
It is a
It
nice.
was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's praising that thing.
I'm trying to stick up for the dad. Everyone just gives him crap.
He's awesome though.
But apparently his parents are constantly going away for the weekend. I think probably once or twice a month they go away
To
to a
have sex.
hotel to have sex. He's very well aware of it. And what is it? He's trying to. His dad's watching Mad Men, and he's like, "Why can't I watch it?"
It's
too?"
over your head. It's a
over your
really
head,
Oh,
deep, nuanced show.
yeah.
You want to get it. It's a
Which
dope
I-
show.
I really enjoyed the callback to that later on
Yep.
too. That
Because
was,
he understood.
he did, but like going to sleep that night, he does watch some Mad Men. He binges it and watches like probably 4 or 5 hours. Falls asleep. Goes to school the next day. His friend, that's a girl, who clearly there's some kind of tension there. Is like you
Melanie.
need to. That's when they talk about he knows what his parents are doing, and then she also is like, "Well, what do you think your babysitter's doing when you fall asleep?" And he's like sleeping, and she's like, "You should stay up tonight and see what she's doing."
Which sets up the whole movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really does.
Poor kid.
So he decides he's gonna do that, and then we go to his parents leaving, and him hanging out with his babysitter, and it really looks like that they just like are best
Yeah.
friends.
Their
Love 'em.
interaction is
It's like a
awesome.
They have a
But-
dance party. They're watching a movie. They're acting out the scenes
Trivia
like it's Rocky Horror
scenes.
Picture.
She does use a lot of the same lines and like trusts things with the guy, the nerd later, right? Her sacrifice.
Oh yeah,
Like you
Well,
can
yeah,
see
she
hints
has a
of the same
routine.
phrasing and stuff.
yeah,
But,
but I don't.
they seem genuinely
Yeah,
happy together.
I think she really liked that. I don't think she ever planned on killing him.
No, she was just
I
gonna
really
keep
don't.
using him.
Like at the end scene when she's like, no, like we can just like, this doesn't have to be like this. When she
can start
puts down
over.
the shotgun and everything, like I really thought she was just gonna let him live.
He probably could have gotten away with that and just went with her.
I
I
think
mean,
he should.
He has a nice house. Like,
Yes.
if I was to, like, try to do sacrifices, I want to be somewhere nice.
I'd be like, hey, look, you can keep taking my blood for about one more year, all right? And
Don't say anything.
we're gonna start doing this over at that bully's house, all right? I'm gonna fuck him up mentally.
Can I sacrifice
Because we
someone?
know he's not been laid.
No, do you see his dance moves? And he also hangs out with
No
those two
way.
losers.
But so he's hanging out with his babysitter, and like I said, you can clearly tell they have a great relationship. It feels a little over sexual at times, but not that much to where it
that it's weird. But
yeah, it's just
he-
like her being confident and giving him confidence and stuff like that.
They hook up a projector in the backyard and watch a fucking old Western. It's like that spaghetti Western kung fu, and I want to watch that movie. I think I know
Yeah, I
it,
know.
but I'm not sure.
And like I said, they act out the scene almost like they're in Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's you can tell they have a lot of good chemistry, and in the movie, like as the actor and actress have good chemistry. too.
Yeah.
Also, this movie's pretty short, so the
Yeah.
fact that they were able to like kind of force their chemistry and friendship within like I don't remember how long it is, like 5 minutes, 5
Yeah.
10 minutes
Yeah.
maybe.
super
So
believable.
it does a
yeah.
yeah, really good job of just like, hey, they're friends. Here you go. We're good to go.
And
Because
we can
this-
see it, like, she knows when he's lying. She knows, you know, and she also was hyping him up. And he had
Yeah.
good qualities. But, yeah.
So it's getting late toward the end of the night, and she's like, "Let's, hey, we
Take a
gotta go to
shot."
bed." And she's like, "Let's take a shot." And he's like, "You gotta take one with me." So as she's going to get her shot, he pours his out. She doesn't realize it. He takes his shot before she gets back, and then she takes hers, and he goes to sleep.
And then people start coming.
Yeah.
She's gonna throw a wild party.
And
This scene escalates everything so quickly. I thought it was fantastic.
so here's the thing with this scene, and it does escalate it quickly. When I was watching it this time, and I seen all the characters, and like I said, I forget their fucking name, and I was just looking at them. Most of them look like when they did the casting. Someone was like, "All right, we want the template from Daria. All right, we're gonna have the football jock,
Yeah.
and then whatever Daria's friend, the Asian lady, the Asian person, she's gonna be here too. And then there's a cheerleader.
Yep.
I
And
want
yeah.
to kill the cast of Daria. Damn it!
That's
And
what
then
it,
the other-
it felt
yeah.
like. Like the whole time, I was like, "Yeah, this is Daria. I see it." But
When I
So
when I
yeah, he
first
kind
watched
of
this movie, it was blind, and I'm not gonna lie. This whole part here, when she comes down and sees like the party,
Mhm.
I just assumed the babysitter was killing everyone there. So it
Like,
was kind of a
fed him
like
Kool-Aid
yeah.
or
So I
something.
assumed, yeah, like I assumed the film was her being like a slasher flick, like villain, and killing like all the people she invited to the party. So I'm trying to remember. I think that's almost like how Netflix might have marketed it too when it first came out.
Sonny, you slept with my boyfriend. Kill. And then I gotta kill
Yeah.
the rest.
Huh. I wonder if like the title makes you think like that too. Like if they could have called it the Babysitters Club.
Ooh, ooh,
Shit. And it's a group
It'd
of
been perfect.
killers?
Yeah.
A group of babysitters nationwide.
Oh my god, it's like fucking John Wick, except babysitters.
Babysitters. You killed
Demonic
my baby.
babies.
Here's your coin.
Hail Satan.
I let-
Do they have a club?
First of all, John Wick is badass, but I think they lost me at least when they got too deep in the woods with that assassin shit.
I
Oh,
think
yeah, but
the
that's
whole
kind of
point
the
of
fun,
John
I
Wick,
guess.
though, and I haven't watched them all. Like, I like it, but the whole point of it to me always is let's watch an action scene real quick and enjoy that.
Yep.
And then I'll
Yeah.
enjoy that. Because
Which
it's
is
some of the
why-
best action ever filmed.
Agreed. The first movie, I would definitely agree.
Oh,
After
yeah.
that, it's still fun, but
Oh,
I mean, I like this.
it's still better than the fucking
Yeah, so-
superhero movies fighting wise, where I'm
Yeah.
like, I can
I
see what's
still
going
love
on. This is badass.
anyways, Cole
Yeah.
sneaks out of his bedroom, and he goes to watch what they're doing. They're playing Spin the Bottle mixed with Truth or Dare.
Dare, spin the bottle. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is this?
So, like, you described all the people that are there, plus this one little nerdy guy that she was kind of talking to outside of a gas station.
Samuel.
So they're all there. It lands on the jock first, and he spins in it, and then it lands on B, right?
B. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he dares
Sounds
her to
right.
kiss everyone in the room. She goes around and gives everyone like a unique kiss.
Wait, that's a great description.
Makes out hard with the cheerleader, and then the rapper dude after that is like, "Oh shit, I'm ready for this. I'm ready."
And
And
she
then
licks his face.
He goes, "You brushed your teeth. Your spit smells good." He at first I did not like him, but you give me about 5 minutes of him, and I love him.
I liked him. Yeah,
Mhm.
he was
When he was
Was
all
it-
like,
a fucking shirt.
He has a line when he says something like, he has chapstick out, and he's like, let me get it real long for you, because I'm black.
I like that when he's when the cheerleader's like, it's gonna be one flat boob. He goes, I got a cousin who's like that, but she got real good personality though. I loved it. But yeah, and then B it goes to kiss Samuel, the guest nerd, right?
Yeah,
The sacrifice.
the nerd, and he's kind of like even. He's the last kiss, but he's kind of looking withdrawn from it, like not in front of all these people. I don't know them, and she's like, "Trust me, I got you." So then, like, they kiss pretty long, and then out of nowhere, she just pulls out 2 knives and stabs him right in the skull. And it was, I was kind of expecting neck. I was not expecting skull.
It's such a weird way.
It's so
Skulls
painful.
are kind of tough. Like,
And he's
a lot of force.
He is screaming the whole time.
That's how you go for
It's
this
fucking intense.
Yeah, it was a lot. But they get a couple cups out because they're gonna be drinking his blood. Apparently,
He's
that
a
was the whole
sacrifice?
point of this. He's their sacrifice. They pull one of the knives out to get some more blood out, and it just shoots all over the black guy, and he's freaking out. Which
Rightfully
tells you,
so.
like, these characters, they're in a cult, but they're not like dehumanized. I think.
Yeah, they're not trained for this.
Yeah.
She is the most dehumanized, though, B, because
Yep.
she's the most experienced. She's been doing this for a bit, and went from different towns. But yeah, the
She's
rest,
done this for a
the,
while.
the jock is dehumanized in a way because that motherfucker is crazy. That's where it's like I
Right.
like him, but also you shouldn't like
He's like-
him.
The Jock's like the good, like a better version of the Jock from Euphoria, which I've only seen the first season of it, but
I didn't.
Yeah.
watch
I haven't watched it.
The
so.
the Jock, like the main Jock, is like a psychopath
it. Okay.
in it.
Well, this guy
Just
is
like
that
constantly threatens and violence. This is like the better written version of him.
more entertaining. I'm guessing
So-
because he's fun.
Oh my god, yeah.
For the rapper guy, he gets a ton of blood on him. He even has a quote: 3 out of 4 people got a STD. I got 2 people's blood
People's
on me.
blood on me.
You do the math. I got AIDS. I know I
got
got
AIDS.
AIDS.
I know I got AIDS.
So then they drink some of the water. They kind of talk about what they're doing and reading from the book and all this. And you can tell it's a demonic cult, all that kind of stuff. And they say, but we got to get the blood of the innocent.
And I'm like, this guy seemed like a fucking
Yeah, I
innocent
think for
too,
the-
right?
I think you have to have 2 blood, like 2 innocents, maybe.
There's got to be
That
a
was
sacrifice and then an
What I
innocent.
get.
Mhm.
And
You
so
gotta
at
read the
first you're like,
contracts.
oh shit, they're gonna go upstairs and kill this little boy. But that's not what they do. He
They
runs
just pull
into
a
his
little
room.
blood.
Yeah, he runs into his room, calls the police, opens his window, gets everything ready to run out and leave, and then he lays down in his bed and pretends to be asleep.
Smart man.
But they
Alright, good plan.
that's when they need the needle to pull the blood.
Mm-hmm.
And we've
Which
seen in the
is a
first
callback to the needle.
Yeah.
And he's freaking out, but he doesn't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
They take his blood from him, and then they go downstairs, and she is getting, because they talk about, they're like, oh, how do you know he's still asleep? And she's like, I put so much drugs in his shot that there's no
She
way.
Crosby'd him.
Mm-hmm.
She what?
Cosby.
Crosby.
Hot Cosby. did.
Crosby, I say Crosby. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I
Crosby.
was like, yeah, I heard Crosby. I was like, what?
Oh, I heard
What about
Cosby,
Crosby?
so I write.
But
write
yeah,
that shit.
as she's stepping out, she notices his windows open and she knows something's up. So it looks like she's leaving. He jumps up as soon as the doors close, gets everything, starts to throw out his sheet and all that so he can climb out a 2nd-story window, and then he just passes out. But she's right behind him too, for the record.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where I think this movie starts to get really funny.
Yep. This is when everybody's like the template, the jock, the rapper album, it becomes super aware or hyper realized version of all of that.
It's meta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like Scream.
It's like
horror tropes. It's
Cabin
just-
in the
it
Woods
knows
or
what it's
whatever,
for.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
and well, that's probably dead on actually now that I think of it. But the jock becomes amazing, and Cole calling him out because they get Cole tied up, and she's like, "What did you hear? What did you see?" And he's like, "Why is his shirt off?
Why is he shirtless?
Yeah, why is he shirtless?"
And the rapper says, because like you said, he's tied up, and this group of kids or teenagers are around him. And his first question is that, and the rapper guy says, "That's your first question?"
Yeah. He goes, "Why is he covered in blood?"
There's people in your house. This lady's feeding you a cookie.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
he has to eat that cookie.
They actually give him the cookie though to give him some energy back, right?
Yep.
Because he passed out because they took his
They're a
blood.
caring demonic cult.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it
She
really
does.
wouldn't be that bad of a job, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
You're not going to die. They just need a little bit.
the
of your
problem
blood.
is you know what you're involved with, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what
I'm
if you
okay
got
giving
magic
up my
powers?
blood so other nerds can die.
But what if they're just killing those douchebag milady guys?
Yeah, but you run out of.
Oh,
them
now
eventually.
we get to be
Oh, do you?
selective
Do you?
on who
More
gets to
will
live and die.
replace.
You tipped your fedora once with me, you shall die.
I am cool.
Maybe
with you sacrificing.
maybe that's how
a
she
certain
finds her
section of
people. Yeah,
You
she
know
gets
the
on,
milady-
fedoras are us on Reddit.
They would actually volunteer for it. If my
Yeah.
lady would like it, I will do that for you.
If it doth pleaseth my lady.
Yeah, get the
let's be real.
fuck
Those
in
type
here.
Of people,
Oh
you would
my
have to
God.
hide that it's like a party or social gathering.
Yeah, at
like
that
it'd be
point,
like, oh,
you're
it's just me and you, and we don't even have to talk. You can take a time out if you want.
Yeah, usually those guys act nice, but then when it comes down to it, it was all manipulation. Like,
stupid bitch.
you stupid
They
bitch!
also have
Why don't you
knives.
kill people with me, not me?
God damn it.
Selfish bitch.
You're using the wrong demonic book, the new version. You don't have to kill people.
This is what's wrong with women.
That's why women shouldn't even be able to read. So
So
like
lucky
said,
I voted for you to be able to vote. No, you didn't.
I would have probably.
My
You're welcome.
grandfather did.
My lady.
They
Um,
still can't cut out.
So he's sitting there, he's tied up, he's got it on this chair, and they're kind of talking to him about what he saw and everything like that. And he gets out a knife and he starts cutting the rope, and I was like, this is good. He's gonna get out. This is how he gets out. And then the cheerleader all of a sudden stops and says, "There's a mirror behind you. We can see you're cutting the rope.
See what you're doing. Oh, he's still doing it. He's still
cutting
doing
faster. He's going faster now. And
Yeah.
He really is. He's just going faster. But she starts talking to him and trying to figure out. B starts asking him, like, what did you see? And he's like, I didn't see anything. I just wanted to stay up. Like, I just didn't drink the shot because this and that. And then
You all had
he's
an
like,
orgy.
You all were having an orgy. And the jock is like, do you even know what that word means? And he
It's when
says,
sad-
I'm
what
guessing it's
sad
something
people-
sad people do because they want other sad people to like them, and they can forget for 1 minute how
jock
sad they are in
says,
general.
It's pretty accurate.
Jock is like, that's a good answer.
It
And
is.
after he says that, the babysitter actually believes him, and it looks like she's just gonna let him go back to bed, right?
And then
would've
the
been
cops
smart.
come. Because they tell him they wanted his blood for a science experiment.
Yeah, and he's like, you could
I
have
would
just
have
asked
just,
me.
I would have given it to you. And then the cops come. And this
Then
is
the
when
cops come
shit, it was, oh shit, man, I'm black. I got covered in blood.
He brings that up later too when the cops come in. He's like, Black Lives Matter.
I love when he goes, what does he say? He goes, 30, he's giving out some percentage. He goes, they either end up in prison or they end up dead at a young age. Black
but
Lives Matter
the
too,
jock
remember.
has an- The jock has an awesome kill.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so
the
the-
whole time he's
the
getting
two-
hyped.
He
The
is,
two
yeah, he's
cops
been
come
alive.
in. B is pissed that Cole called the police and wasn't honest
Yeah.
with her about it. But anyway, the cops do come in and they're sitting there talking. The black guy's like, "Hey, calm down, cool, cool." And then, like you said, Jock picks up was that a fire poker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's doing this like hype
Through the
move,
eye.
like Olympic lead up, like
Hadouken!
Yeah, he throws
After
it.
he kills that cop, or was it through the eye of that cop, the other cop starts pointing their guns at everyone, and he puts out finger guns.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't give a fuck. He's like, pew pew, fucker.
Which probably the biggest plot hole of this movie is that cop just on immediately.
Shooting the
Shooting
black
all
guy
dumping
for the
the
white
clip.
guy pointing guns at him.
I mean, like they're covered in blood. His partner died. Like you imagine they would just.
I would have
clip at that point.
I would be like,
I
go
shot
ahead, man.
everyone.
You get this. But he does throw that poker right through I think the older cop's face, and then that cop, as he's dying, shoots the cheerleader in her left breast.
Yep.
Also, when she gets shot, she goes flying back like 100 feet.
How does that
does,
other
I
cop
forgot.
die? Yeah, that she does.
B comes behind him and slits his throat.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, she's a
think.
fucking.
I think it's B.
brutal.
She's a psychopath. Yeah, she has.
Yeah.
She's the silent psychopath.
Yeah, you can tell she's the real killer. out
She's
of
a
all
demonic
these.
witch.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she really is though.
Yeah.
But then the radio buzzes in. They're like, "Hey, what happened over there?" And she's like,
What's
Cole,
the
we-
code?
"What's the code? We need to know the code." And he's like,
We
"I
know
don't."
you-
1037
The code is you
is
just
first.
tell 'em.
Yeah, just say all clear. Just say all clear. What's the code?
The code.
Code.
Yeah.
First he
And
says
then
1037.
but he looks
Yeah,
away, so
something.
she knows he's lying. And then she's like, "You just looked away. You better fucking tell us the code." So then he's like, "It's 10-4?
10-4.
Just 10-4, right?"
Yep.
Yeah, and then she's like, "What's the code that a cop went to get something to eat?" He's
on
like,
a
"You
break."
just say you went to go on a break.
just
What's
just
the
look
fucking
fun.
code?"
507.
I think it's
Something
just. It
10 or
maybe.
4.
Yeah. I was gonna guess, but at this point, I'm just guessing.
It's something like that.
yeah.
Yeah. But Jock picks up the thing and calls it in and says, "Hey, this is it, right?" And they're like, "Okay, copy that. Enjoy your lunch or something like that. Enjoy your double
like
double."
a nerd, aren't you?
So, cops are gone. The jock had a cool moment there where he goes, "I should have been a cop," as he's covered in the blood of another cop,
Yeah.
and he does the
Oh my God! Once
Olympic
again,
pose, the bow and arrow.
Yep.
It's so good. it's he's
So
probably
as-
the best character.
As they're arguing
He
with
is.
each other, mainly because the cheerleader got shot in the boob and she's like freaking out, and they're talking about her bleeding out, and all that's happening. Cole takes that time to run away, so he
Flee.
runs upstairs.
Runs upstairs, which is
it doesn't matter. It's
Fear
part
of
of the
the
fun.
He's a 12-year-old. Yep. So the rapper guy chases
Rapper the
after him
rapper.
first.
Paul,
Only
rapper,
one
rapper.
one issue I have with this movie, but it also makes the most sense because it's
what?
more entertaining this way. He deals with one character at a time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
He's like-
stormtroopers.
It's like a video game. He's fighting one boss.
How
at
do
a
we
time.
get this sectioned off? You know, where it's like secular
Yeah.
on this one because it's like this one's near me, and that's it.
Yep.
That's part of the
exactly.
game.
No, hey, I got him over here.
Yeah. So dude chases him up the stairs and then he kind of pushes him over the banister. So rapper guy falls off
God,
from
it's
the second
brutal.
floor, and a brutal death lands on
Hits
what is
his
that,
neck.
like some kind of ward.
like a glass
yeah,
award.
yeah, that's
Goes
like
right
like a
through
science
his
award.
neck.
And yeah, that it's like a crystal almost, and straight through the jugular. He goes, "Ooh, got him in the jugular." It's the jock guy, like, yeah, who's just like getting hard watching these people die, man. It's
What's him and
He
the
just respect-
the
he
fashion
respects it.
girl,
huh?
the non cheerleader.
The nerdy girl. Yeah,
The nerdy girl, like,
she
it's
has
multiple
a
times throughout the
fascination
film.
where she's quiet about it, but like, it's like she's
Well, you
got
always
clamps
hear in
on
the
her
background
tits,
of a scene.
and she's like, "Oh yeah." Anything
Well,
that
you see her in the
happens.
background, like touching anything like bloody. Like
Yeah,
you see her
like,
just like
oh
walk over
my
and poke.
She's like Helen
Actually-
Keller filmed the Braille of the Dead.
Oh, he's dead.
Ooh, bumpity bump. He's got her.
So there
knee.
was a great
That's a
quote I
spike.
think we missed. So after they killed the one dude and they sacrificed him, right?
Mhm.
Allison, the cheerleader's like, "Look at this shit. This would go viral so hard. I mean, nobody's done human sacrifice." And the nerd girl says, "People have always done human sacrifice."
And but the one goes, "Not beautiful people."
yeah, she's like, "Yeah, but like not in America with hot people."
Yeah,
that's fair.
So I don't know. I just like how much they laugh at the entire situation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
but they
always
also don't
breaking his
dwell on
neck.
it too much, I guess. They don't dwell on any joke or any scene too long,
Okay.
so it's got a good balance.
Yeah.
Because they're still always going on to the next one.
Yeah,
So
it's
it
an 85-minute
works.
long movie. We don't have enough time to be too much.
God,
Yeah,
I do
and like
dig
the
it,
first
though.
20 minutes are kind of like an intro to everything, so really it's an hour of to get through all this and resolve it. So
But,
yeah,
wonder
so
why.
Cole tries to escape out his window.
Yeah.
He's climbing down the original thing, and then Jock Guy comes over and kind of
God damn
like
it.
just like pulls it, and Cole falls down on his back.
poor Chopper.
Jock Guy comes out to chase him, and so does what's her name? Is it Sonia?
Sonya. Yeah.
Sonia. Yeah. The
Sonia
nerdy
Bleed.
girl. And so he decides he's gonna hide under the crawl space.
Mm-hmm.
No.
He goes to the shed.
He goes
first,
to
and
the
he gets some
shed.
tools.
He sees the dead guy, crawls over him, gets some tools, gets a firework, and then hides in the crawl space
Under a
after
cover.
unscrewing it, and then kind of putting it back, right?
Yep.
And that's where Sonia comes in, and she's
she
looking
sneaks
for
under
him.
there. And she's like on that edge of like almost getting him, but not. Then starts heading out because the jock's yelling for her, and she's like, "All right, fuck it." And then the spider's on top of the blanket, and he can't stand it anymore. And Cole pushes it off, lands in one of the mouse traps because there's a bunch of mouse traps down there.
A bunch of dead rats.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Jesus
Yeah,
And
Christ.
that turns her right around. And
Probably from all the dead bodies.
you know what? That's a good point because they've been doing this.
Do we know
haven't they?
if she's killed anyone
Oh
else?
my
here?
God! You're right.
I mean, they gotta have a
I'm
better
sure
process.
they've done it there
This-
before.
The group she's with, this is her first kill. She has been doing it longer though.
Was it their first kill?
I don't think it's their first.
I
They
think it's
seem
their
like
first kill 'cause
they
only have to do one kill for.
I think
the
one of them
immortality.
it was their first kill, but not all of them.
the jock
might
was
be it.
too.
Too
He's-
perfect.
He's been killing for a bit now.
Also, for the
Yeah,
record,
side
he
kill.
is still shirtless and stays shirtless for the rest.
Why are
of
you
his
shirtless?
Why
time.
are
That's
you-
your first question.
No.
Um,
But
so he's able to run away because she gets her hand stuck on some rat traps. So he runs out, screws the crawl space back up in that time, and then grabs his firework. Well, he grabbed his firework before to
yeah,
shoot at her,
in
right?
the shed.
Yeah, it actually misses her, right?
Yeah, and she goes. She lets
You
out a
missed her.
fucking cackle on him.
And then he escapes, screws everything in, grabs the bug spray, sprays her with it, and then the firecracker shoots again,
It
and
fully
it just
goes off.
explodes her.
And he goes shooting back.
And one of the best parts is after that happens, the jock shows up. He's like, "Did you just blow her up? That was awesome."
yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
he's cheering on.
Did you all hear though when, like, it first blows up and she's okay, and she's like, "I'm still okay" or something, and then it blows up again or something,
And you hear nothing. But Jock finds him obviously, and is quite impressed with his ingenuity at that point. Thinks like, "Holy
how'd you
shit,
do
man,
that?
That's
It's a
impressive."
firework. What?
Like-
a firework? That's
Damn,
impressive.
dude.
Like-
See, they could have been best friends.
He was
He-
they were bonding.
I mean, Cole at this point's a cold-blooded killer. Like,
Oh yeah, in the end, he's the most cold-blooded, right?
yeah, he's killed multiple people.
No, but Jock starts chasing him, and I think
I'll give
at
you
this
head start.
point is when he drops on him.
Because the babysitter
told
told
him
him
to.
drop like a bag of rocks, and,
And then
then
kick
get
him
up
in the
and
nuts.
kick him in the dick.
Yep, and he does that. The Jock gets up and he's like, "Did you miss my dick? It's pretty big. How'd you miss it?"
No, he goes, "Did you miss my dick?" No, I didn't. He goes, "I got a pretty big dick."
And then he starts chasing him again. And then they hear, because he's about to kill him, right? And then they hear someone egging his house. He's like, "What the fuck is that? What is that?" He's like, "It's probably Jeremy. He eggs my house." He's like, "You got to bully? Man, you got to deal with that shit. You gotta be aggressive with that shit. Go take care of that." And he's like,
This is
"Are
your
you
house,
serious?"
your family's house.
It's like, are you being serious right now?" He's like,
Right
"Go
now."
take care of that shit right now." So
kinda
Cole
wanted
goes
to-
out there.
The jock to go straighten him out. But he was trying to be like, Cole, this is your job.
Yeah, you gotta be a man about this, man. So Cole goes out there to deal with Jeremy, and Jeremy's not listening to him. Cole is like, "They are gonna kill you. They're trying to kill me, dude. We need to get the hell out." And then Bully is like, "Okay, here's what we do. We both run for it. You got it on the back of my bike, and then we'll just take off." And then he slams the egg on his head, and calls him a bitch or something, and rides off.
Yeah.
Right. Jock comes over there and says, "Hey, man, at least you tried."
You tried. Proud of you.
Oh, damn, I did miss the scene where he reenacted the,
He goes, I'm going to take this foot and I'm going to kick you upside the head right here. And he goes to
there's
do
nothing
it
you
and he
can do
just
about it.
and he just falls. Yeah.
But, yeah, it doesn't work out. The Jock said, "Hey, way to stand up for yourself, though. That's a good start, you know?" And then, that's when, at that point, Max kind of...
They run up to the
Max, is that
treehouse.
his name? The
Cole?
Jock's name is Max.
Oh,
Yeah.
Max, yeah.
Just
Yeah.
chalk.
That's when he chases him up a treehouse, and he climbs up a rope on the treehouse. He's like, "Man, you did pretty damn good. I'm not gonna let you die with egg on your face." He wipes that
Cleans it
off.
throws it on the tree
Yeah.
branch. And you can see the treehouse is falling apart when he's like starting to fight him or choke him out. And then his foot comes crashing through it, and then the treehouse breaks down and he falls out. And when he falls, he catches his
Gets
neck
hung.
around the rope, and it pulls.
Yeah, a lot of neck deaths in
he's-
this one.
Killed another
Yeah,
one.
it's a good spot to kill someone.
A
So that's-
hero's death. I think that's what he says to Cole, doesn't he? He's like,
Yeah, a hero's death. Yeah, like he's a fucking predator.
like they're a goddamn gladiator.
Yeah. It's just an awesome
Cole seems
character.
He is, man. He is. But
So at this point, he's killed all of them except the cheerleader and B.
Yep. B.
And right as soon as that happened, a shotgun blast comes whizzing past them, and B's out in the yard.
guns.
How
Yep.
guns get into this?
Yeah.
And that's when Cole decides he's gonna run to his neighbor's house.
Smart man.
Melanie. Yeah.
Yep. So he
Yeah.
goes into her house and kind of tells her what the hell's happening
Very quickly.
Yep.
very quickly,
he
and she
does.
believes it
Trusts-
all.
If only we could get a podcast out as quick as he gets the storyline out.
He
Wow.
B killed someone. There was a group. I've killed 2 of them, or 3 of them.
Three of
2 are
them, yeah.
left.
You're starting to scare
Like,
me.
Don't worry.
Sorry.
Yeah. There's a good
Where's
little
your dad?
chasing scene.
His
Oh,
car's
he's
out
with the
there.
Protestant.
Yeah, he's with
Yeah.
the Protestant.
She picked him up.
Yeah. So am I the only one who still got a babysitter? Yeah.
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 So there's a nice scene here where B is kind of walking through her house looking for them, and they're hiding and playing the little game of I can't think of what it's called right now. Either way, they're just like moving across like
Cat
the
and
wall
mouse?
as she I guess, but
Hide and seek.
they're just moving as she's showing up in spots. It's a good scene. She starts to go up the stairs, and then decides. What the fuck does she do? Does she just go upstairs?
No, she heads out.
She leaves.
Yeah. They head upstairs, and remember, Cole's like, I'm going to do this to protect you. Goes in and shuts, gives
Well,
her a
yeah,
kiss,
'cause-
and shuts the door, and she goes, it
'Cause
locks
of the
from
hero.
this side.
But the thought was sweet. So they actually do kiss, and
We should
he
make
has
out,
a
make out.
shocked look on his face, and he says, "The last guy I saw get kissed got stabbed in the head with 2 knives."
Yeah.
It's enough to scar a man.
She's like,
Just
We're not
because
all
she's a
bad.
psychopath doesn't mean all women are evil. Yeah.
we're not all
Yeah.
miladies.
See, I was about to say that's a milady coming out
Uh-huh.
there.
I'd kiss you, milady, but I don't want to be sacrificed tonight.
I know
yeah.
how you are.
He tries to lock her in that room, and she's like, "It locks from the inside, stupid."
Yeah.
He's grown a lot in these past 45 minutes.
I like that
And
with
then I-
kiss.
Yeah, he does say that. I'm really excited we kissed, and she said, "Let's make out next time."
He's like, oh, okay.
Bye.
I'm going to have some weird fucking violent boners when I get older because
Know how to feel.
Yeah.
my whole
There's a lot of
sexual break right
association
now
here.
is tied to A lot of violence.
Yep.
I'm gonna smash your face in.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be that way. It's difficult.
It's just, I saw some things.
You know what happened.
So he runs out of her house and starts screaming, "Hey, B, come get me," kind of stuff. Very Kevin McAllister from Home Alone. You better come get me.
I think doesn't the rapper earlier say something like Kevin McAllister or Home Alone to him when he's running? I think so.
See,
I
damn
think,
it,
yeah,
I
when he's going up
missed
the
that.
steps, yeah.
He goes, "Yeah, this ain't Home Alone."
It is kind of a more violent Home Alone, isn't it?
It makes me, yeah. It
Except
makes me
no
a little
traps,
sad
he
that
just
we
did it.
killed off all
Master.
these hilarious characters.
That is
I
the
feel like
catch.
they had more to say.
I mean, they would have been immortal if he just, kept his mouth
I
shut.
got AIDS. I've got AIDS. You do the
Yeah,
math.
4 people.
How
I've
do
got 2
you,
people's blood.
What if you're immortal but you have AIDS? So like your body's
Nah.
deteriorating, but you
I think
don't
at that
die.
point, your first wish is to not have AIDS, and then you
Ah, I
worry about
see.
the immortal.
Can't you just
sacrifice
get-
another
I mean,
person?
don't a lot of people get AIDS now and actually just take medication and they're pretty much the Magic Johnson fine?
Oh yeah, I guess.
I don't know enough about AIDS to speak on it. I'd imagine.
I mean,
you're
Magic
probably right,
Johnson's
though.
fine. I know that.
Yeah, he's still kicking,
But
writing terrible
South Park
tweets.
explained that pretty well, though.
Yeah, money.
Just mine.
That was 1990s, 2000 money. We're 20 years from there. Normies can afford it. They'll go broke, but they can't afford
Yeah.
it.
Oh, he also
Like another
tells
one.
his little girlfriend to call the police. For the record.
Yeah.
So
Which you see
just-
the shotgun blasts in the neighborhood.
Yeah, you would think.
Those
but-
are very loud. It's
Yeah.
not a.
Well,
don't
also,
mistake a shotgun
there was a
blast.
cop that drove up with their fucking sirens blaring and kicked in that goddamn door, man. You would have had some neighbors come out and they're like, their bathrobes and like, who's that
Pajamas
over
and,
here?
What happened? They finally go crazy. I always said he's
He
no good
killed
for
his
her.
wife. She's a bitch.
You know, things like that.
Yeah.
You'd have somebody.
Um.
And I'd come
So
up.
Cole
So is
makes
it the
it
hot
back to the
babysitter?
Is the babysitter okay? Tell me
I'm-
she's okay.
Please tell me.
Please,
Please tell me
God.
Max is fine too.
Cold, whatever.
I saw him shirtless earlier. Max.
Yeah. He's in his natural habitat.
Yeah.
I don't know. His girlfriend's dad is such a loser weirdo that it would not have surprised me to see him be the next victim they had if he hadn't walked in.
I
You know
thought
what
you
I
were gonna
mean?
say sacrifice. I'm like, he's not a virgin.
That's
He's a
what I'm
kid. He
saying.
looks like the virgin, but he's
But
not.
no, like the sacrifice, not the innocent sacrifice, but just the human sacrifice.
Yeah.
Like the first guy. Yeah.
The
Oh
first
my
aid
God,
to
they
do
could
the
have they
sacrifice.
could have made that work actually because he'd be like, all right,
Oh,
Sure. My wife
Sure.
divorced me.
yeah, whatever, guys.
Living life.
Woo! I got a fast car,
You wanna-
NASCAR.
Maybe the one killing kids for the immortality.
I could see that too.
Yeah. I already got the car. Just need the immortality, baby.
would you want to keep living if you were that?
If you had that car.
So, Cole does get back to his house. It looks like the whole
Indeed.
place has been cleaned up. He sees the cheerleader laying there. He actually gets really
she-
close to her, thinks she's
Yeah.
dead, walks away. She's not dead. And then she's kind of talking about like what she wanted to be, and he's talking to her, and then out of nowhere she goes, "I don't fucking care about what you're saying."
Yeah, I love it because she's like, one poop. How can I want to be a journalist? And he's like, what?
Oh, that's perfect.
You can do that. You're still really hot. And you can do that. And she's like, yeah, that's right. You and me, we'll just get out of here, go to the cops. I don't give a fuck about what you're saying.
There's a part he punches her in the boob.
Yeah, and she
And
goes,
she
you
starts
little
giving him
pervert.
shit.
I knew you
And
were
he's like-
upstairs jerking off to me. You pervert.
He's like, you can't make me feel bad about defending myself.
She's
I
like, yeah,
love-
but I didn't kill someone in the dick.
Yeah. I love when she's like, I knew you were upstairs jerking off.
But so
actually-
she gets up to start chasing him, and he goes for the dishwasher to grab the knife,
God.
but the knife's not there.
Cut to
Because,
a scene of the mom and dad
yeah.
in bed.
You talk about comic relief. It's the mom
Jerking the dad off.
Dad.
He's reading. He's not even paying attention.
He does. No.
That's
Very
what they do.
disconnected. And she's asking him, like, who put the knife in the dishwasher? He's like, oh, that was me. And she's like, oh, I moved it to the cutting board. It doesn't go in the
butcher's block.
dishwasher.
Don't do it again.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
He's like, okay. And then cut back to the scene, and she grabs the knife out of the
Looking for this.
butcher's box.
The butcher block.
Or butcher's
yeah.
block, yeah.
But
And it looks
he
like she's about to
introduces
stab
fire.
him. Oh yeah, he does.
Huh?
He does grab the little the lighter.
Yeah, this is
What's he
hard-
threatening to do?
Oh yeah, the
We're not yet
oh
at
my-
burning the book.
he's just gonna. She's kind of laughing at him because he keeps doing it anyways. Because I think
Yeah.
it's just like I'm gonna torch you.
So she goes
Fire
to
her
stab him, and then her head gets blown off with a shotgun.
Which
I'd be.
I'm only criticizing this because it always drives me insane. A shotgun doesn't just hit one little spot. It's a
No.
spread.
Well, it could be
You're
a slug.
3 feet in front of him. Guess
It
what?
could be a slug.
That spread fucking hit. It could be a slug.
Could be a
Then-
slug. Which case, that would explain the head exploding.
I mean, I guess, but
It's an
that
overly graphic movie.
happened. It is awesome though in that little scene.
Yeah.
And then she tries to sweet talk him.
Actually, it's a police officer shotgun, so it probably is a slug.
Is it?
Oh yeah, that is
Yeah,
where they get
yeah.
the shotgun, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're
So
learning.
it-
Look at
I
this
think-
consistency.
Yeah.
Yep.
My God.
Because they didn't have
Mick
guns
G's
until-
thought of everything.
Yep. So at this
Except the
point, he
name.
starts talking to Cole, saying that she used to struggle like him. She was insecure, had no confidence. She made a deal with the devil. Started sacrificing innocent
Phillip.
people. Yep, Black Phillip.
Same guy from The Witch.
And she has to
Which
use
is
the ancient
mouse
book
like the
every
bit
time
deliciously.
while reciting its. Yes, thank you, Black Phillip, for that.
I love that fucking
Butter.
line, man.
With
He's-
Doubts
that's
like
just-
to try butter.
Whenever people anything anymore mentions making a deal with the devil, I just imagine that black goat. Just
I
be like,
would-
you want butter? You want honey?
Keep going. I wish people
I
would go to
would-
bars like you could see somebody at a bar and some guy'd walk up to a girl and be like, "Would thou like to live deliciously?"
Oh, struck out again.
If
20
you
out of
say
20
no,
times is not a pattern.
I'll sacrifice your family.
So she tells him that she's just been traveling around the country from town to town,
Making
preying on young
friends.
boys, just like him. And then
He
she
has this-
kind of
I'm not
offers
the
to let him
first.
join her, though.
Which he should have took.
Yep.
I actually think, yeah, he probably should have, except for the killing people. But honestly, I don't know.
If it
I
wasn't
feel
for
like
plot armor,
Here's the thing,
he
guys.
would've
He's
lost.
killed a lot
Take it.
tonight. At this point,
Yeah,
he's not
he's already
okay
in the
upstairs.
club.
the only thing he's missing is now getting something out of killing people, which would be,
Yeah.
a deal with the devil.
And
Black Phillip.
Thank you. Deliciously.
Without like fireworks,
it's like Satan.
race cars.
Yeah, at a bar, like a goat man, but he's peacocking, so he's got the fedora, like a
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
bright red scarf, and like alligator
I'm a-
shoes. Would
This
thou
shit
like
used
to
to-
live deliciously?
All the way up until 1990s, this shit worked. Doesn't anymore.
Now girls just pull out their phones and start recording me.
Oh, stop it! I'm embarrassed.
You're taking away Satan's power.
They keep calling me neckbeard, but I haven't had facial hair in 150
I'm a goat
years.
man, you bitch.
Judgmental whore.
Your recording can take away my power, powers of persuasion, but it can't take away my power of I drugged you, you dumb. There's always a backup with Satan.
ahead and record
Rohypnol
me.
came around the same time that line stopped working, so I'm safe.
Yeah. Hello, darkness, my only friend.
At this point, Cole
Then
actually stands up
Satan
for
got
himself.
into a roofie cycle, and he couldn't get out
Oh,
of
yeah.
it.
Just can't
It
forget
makes it
Will.
easy.
I'm taking him to forget.
So he actually he burns the book and then runs away.
Yep.
This scene was kind of a little over the top for me. I liked it, but I don't know that it made any sense.
Call back
'cause
to
he's
him
like,
not
"I
being
have
able
a
to drive."
plan." Yeah, I know, but
I know.
he runs over to Melanie, his girlfriend's house, takes her dad's car
Like a man.
like a man, and
Like
then gets to
goddamn
about
man.
70 somehow, and then turns it into
That
the
car.
living room and hits B.
Somehow.
And then they have a conversation as she's dying, which I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, you
Even
could tell
in the
she
end.
really liked him.
She's proud of that man.
Yeah.
He defeated all
shit.
of her minions.
I missed the part where he referenced Mad Men. He's like, "You're just like Don Draper. Like,
Everybody
everyone
thinks you're so cool."
perfect. You get home and you realize Don Draper's got a wife and kids, and he's just a fucking asshole."
Yeah.
She's like, "Wow, you ruined Mad Men for me."
It's 12 years old or something.
I will say,
Uh,
I don't understand why she just doesn't have the book on her at all times.
It's a
Like,
big ass book.
'cause I know, but like I feel if it's like, hey, this book grants immortality, whatever.
I'd
you
have
want,
one of
made
those-
human skin. Yeah,
You know
it's on
those
the
little
backpack.
fucking like poster quivers or whatever? I'd have that thing stuffed down in there, rolled up perfectly, and always
Yeah.
protected. And people like, well, do you shoot, billiards or something? You got your pool cue in there? Yeah,
Yep.
that's what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. I just feel like if I was an evil, demonic cult person, I'd be better prepared. But don't know till you do it, I guess.
Yeah. So they have like an emotional goodbye. It's kind of sweet. He talks about his intergalactic team, includes her on it, and she's like, "I didn't know we could choose," and he's like, "It's our fucking team. We can do whatever we want." They kind of have their little goodbye, and then the police show up, right?
Police and
Uh-huh.
firefighters, yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's a car
Uh,
busted through the house. The shotguns didn't bring them.
After hours of it, no, it's not that. An
Her-
hour.
His girlfriend's dad is freaking out because he stole the car and crashed it. His parents show up and like give him a hug, and I think the movie ends with him saying, "I don't need a babysitter anymore."
Mhm.
Well, no, it doesn't. It doesn't,
What?
because there's a scene after that where the
Oh.
fireman is going through the house looking,
Trying
and
to
then all of a
find
sudden B pops up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there was actually another quote I loved. I just thought of it.
Just
When
now.
she's going around kissing everyone, she kisses the cheerleader. I think it's a cheerleader on
Yep.
the head real
Oh
fast.
no,
And
that's
she
the.
says,
it's
she
the
says,
nerd.
"I know it was,
Snark.
I know it was you, Fredo. I know it was you."
Oh,
And
Godfather.
Allison said, "Was that Lord of the Rings?"
Yeah. Godfather, but I loved the cheerleader was amazing too.
She was.
I was actually going to mention it's
Little
surprising she
pervert.
didn't have as big of a role in this film.
I mean, but even
'Cause
the
I'm pretty sure
jock.
Bella Thorne was pretty big at that point, right?
No, even
She
the jock was
had her
amazing.
Disney-
We barely got him.
The film was short, period, though.
Yeah.
Like, you take
It was
out
super
the
short.
20-minute intro, and then the last 10 minutes are just him and B. It's less than an hour, pretty much, for...
The fuck is that
All of that.
noise?
Was that my table?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds like you're jerking off over there, you little pervert. I knew it. Amazing though. It's a really fun movie.
It was way better than I thought it would be.
Yeah,
I see Netflix original. I'm like, oh my god, this movie just looks like it's gonna be overly sexualized.
and it's fun,
Wasn't-
funny. The action's cool. All of it's good.
Oh.
I mean, it's not a perfect film or anything, and it still suffers from everybody's beautiful. But that kind of, at some point, it kind of feels like that's part of it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it didn't take itself serious, which helps.
No.
Like, it knew... Like... But it also doesn't stumble in other stuff.
Yeah. No, I really liked it. It's probably a movie I'm gonna watch again, and I will watch the sequel just because I thought the first one was so much fun.
Indeed.
And it's actually, I think, the first movie that we actually went over time by about 5 or 6 minutes. So,
That's your fault.
but yeah, that is our first movie. Cue intermission. Boom, boom, boom. You're welcome, Brandon, for the easy cues while you edit this. Oh, Brandon's not there, so we can talk all sorts of shit about him. So overall, I don't know. I thought this movie was pretty damn good. This is one Brittany even watched with me, and she liked quite a bit.
I watched it with Carolyn when it came out years ago, and we liked it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's fun.
Yeah, even though some of the deaths are like gruesome, they're not so bad that it's disgusting.
Yeah, and it's quick. It
Mhm.
doesn't like settle on anything. It doesn't. I don't know. It just feels like a well-ish made film.
I'm looking through some of the quotes now on this movie, though. When they walk into his room and the rapper guy is like, boy, this kid's hobby must be getting bullied. He's reading The Secret. Is he like 10 years old?
There's a bunch, though.
Mm-hmm.
So, we went over on the Babysitter a bit. Not bad, not bad. But we ready for part 2 of the episode, The Void?
The Void.
I mean, I think we are. We can talk about it
All right.
right now.
We don't talk about the Void.
All right.
Yeah, we do.
You discuss
Oh,
the Void.
So, The Void, not really going to dip too much into the cast because it does not fucking matter. The only one I really recognize is, I pointed out when I watched it, the, what is it? What are they called in Letterkenny? What are
Canadian.
the meth heads called? Ski.
It's been so
Skids.
long since I've watched that show.
Yeah, I stopped at the
Kids.
It's the Skids, right?
Which one of them is one of the skids? Is it the sheriff? Or
No, the guy who they gave drugs to and they made him participate in the sex act.
Oh.
He's the Skid.
Oh, it's kids.
Yeah, and also Ellen Wong, she's in the nurse in this. She's in Scott Pilgrim versus the World
Okay.
as his girlfriend at one point.
Oh,
Yep. And
Learn something
I also
know
know, because I'd looked this up, the wife of the sheriff or the cop, Kathleen Monroe, she's in Law and Order Toronto.
there's a Law and Order Toronto.
Yes, there is. And
I
now
don't
you all
believe
know.
it.
We all know together, right, fellers?
I still don't believe it.
This movie, there's a lot that's going on.
It's not. It is, but it's not.
I
I
do.
do.
This was an indie film, right?
Did you all see how much they made this movie for?
No.
82,000.
Are you serious?
80. That's why it's hard for me to knock it for what they do with $82,000.
Then I bet they wasted most of that on the stupid fucking ending.
Hey, watch it.
No, because here's the thing. It sucks so bad that somebody took their screensaver and just put Bill Cipher in it, and they were like, there we
Really,
go.
That was bad.
Birdemic was the same quality, and it was many years before. So, I'm just 82,000 is amazing for how creepy it gets at times.
I wonder,
I
how
wonder
much
if they
money
actually
it's-
shot the film in an abandoned hospital.
I don't know. These are the questions.
'cause they didn't
Brandon
build
would usually
sets.
know.
There's no way they built sets for 80.
Oh, they didn't build sets, no, man. I
So,
mean,
yeah,
you
so
could
I'm
have
thinking it's
used.
probably like an abandoned
You see the hospital, right? As rural kind of, and it's more like, hey, here's what used to be an office building, right? And we just put
Yeah.
some medical equipment, like here's a stretcher, and here's a desk. We'll just dress them up and
one desk,
yeah.
one stretcher.
I don't think it was.
Yeah.
They did really good with it though, like making it work.
It
was a
crazy.
former high school.
Oh.
See, that makes sense.
So that fits. That fits really well. I was going to say, like,
The-
it looked pretty good, like, as far as the set pieces went.
Yeah,
The fact that they pulled off those special effects for $82,000 is mind blowing.
they used the budget of what would probably keep a high school's art class alive for the year, and they made a movie off of that thing, man. So
That's fucking crazy. Holy
Well, good
shit.
for them on that. So they
You
get
know
some
what?
credit for that.
That will limit some of my critiques on the movie.
It was crowd-funded on top of that. That's
And
kind of
that-
impressive.
That explains why they use lighting to their benefit when it comes to some of the special effects.
yeah,
Yeah.
make it dark as
'Cause
fuck, so I can't really tell
You
what's
gotta
going
hide
on.
some things, yeah.
And that works, though. It did.
I do think with a little bit bigger budget, you could have made this movie even better, though.
It
You
becomes
could have
the
expanded the monsters a little bit.
issue I have. Not with this. It's with, I guess, movie making in general. We talked about it. Cosmic horror is really cool. It is vast. It's like infinite. You could do, and it can be small scale turned to big, or just small scale or big, whatever. I don't care. I just wish they would do more of it. It's why I got pumped for that fucking Lovecraft Country. I watched a few episodes. I finished it. That thing is the biggest piece of shit. Halfway through, I thought I had missed 2 episodes. And I go back and I'm like, nope, it just sucks. It doesn't make sense.
It's just hard to do Lovecraftian and cosmic horror.
I
The
don't-
big part of those is you don't know what's going on.
This one.
And I think a lot of filmmakers get in their own way where they're like, well, I have to explain it. Like, we have to explain it to the audience.
That's the
like,
it's
no.
the unexplained. It's what
Just don't say it.
this is.
That was
Cosmic
actually
horror
my
is weirder
favorite
than
part of
aliens,
this one.
man.
This one would have been so much better if they didn't get so over explanatory. Like they used
shouldn't
their
have. I agree.
doctor to like voice over, this is why I did this. Don't fucking tell us half this
Don't
stuff.
tell me, I
Just
don't
do
care.
it.
He could give the
It's not gonna
hint
change
of when my daughter died, and then we don't have to
Exactly.
hear about it 10 times. It is
Oh my
a
God.
catch at one point because when he pops up in the inn and he's fucking de-skinned and just like Hellraiser mixed with Lovecraft, I'm like, yeah, this is what I came for,
Hell
man.
yeah, Hellraiser. I mean, Hellraiser's kind of got that kind of in this genre.
That's
Hellraiser
more like
leans
body
Explaining it
horror.
a lot, though.
Yeah, Clive Barker has.
But the Cenobites are kind of like an extra dimensional.
They are,
Things.
but they almost lean more in towards like a dimension of hell, right?
Yeah, well, they were
It-
definitely a
it's-
thing of their time, too. Was that 80s, 70s?
Yeah, 80s, I think.
But,
That's-
yeah, it's hard to do cosmic horror. Or cosmic anything.
It's
It is, but it's still something like I will continue to watch because of how much fun I think it could be.
the hint. You don't a Cthulhu like hint. He can just send a minion through, right? But I know Cthulhu kind of creatures on the other side is the scariest shit in the world to me. When I'm like, oh god, they're just like world enslavers,
think of
devourers. There is they
Eldritch horrors.
they love the fucking chaos, man.
Or they don't care.
Yeah.
Which is another big thing. It could be we're insignificant, they don't care.
That's
which
why-
I always like
Which
that
is
saying.
the whole point of this stuff, right?
The end
Yeah,
of Adventure
It
Time.
doesn't actually, we're touching stuff that doesn't care
Yeah.
that we're touching.
Yeah,
And we
you
think
don't
we're big.
You don't fucking matter. Your
Wait,
stuff
yeah.
doesn't matter.
What is it? You all have seen the end of Adventure Time, right?
Yeah, Goob or something.
I forget.
It's an Eldritch horror.
Yes, it's
like,
exactly
God
like
of
that.
chaos,
And they
like primordial.
they sway it with music harmony. But it is amazing because it is a creepy fucking thing that comes over into this world, and you're like, oh shit.
It is a very big left turn in that
It's
show when
amazing.
he comes out.
Yes.
Him and the Lich.
But
because
he's
the
been
Lich was,
hinted
like, his
at multiple
Heartbreaker's prophet.
times.
Mhm.
Like
The
he'll
Lich
pop up.
worships him.
Yep.
And like you learn about like season 1 or 2. I watched Adventure Time like 2-3 years back, so
Yeah, I love it. But yeah, cosmic horror I fucking love because it gets scary. Just like the other 2 movies I was trying to tell you all to watch, Resolution and Endless, cosmic horror. Cosmic horror, and
I'll
it's
watch
only like hinted at, but it's
I'll watch more of those.
watch both of
Good
those.
stuff.
They're tied together.
Speaking of movie recommendation, when I was looking up another horror movie for us to do later on, have you all watched Late Night with the Devil yet?
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
Is
good.
it- oh, I haven't watched it yet. That's one that the trailer alone makes it look amazing. But trailers can do that.
It's the end. The very last little bit kind of leaves a little bit to be desired, but throughout the movie's really good, and how it sets everything up, it's really enjoyable. I recommend. I'm down for that one. But we do have to lean into the void right now, and we've got over the cast because mostly doesn't matter. We went over the budget, so you all want to start this out from
Yeah.
opening scenes where they're kind
It has
of
a really good cold opening, actually.
the dad and the son there.
Yeah, so the cold opening is we have two people running out of a house screaming. Out
Yeah.
of their house, screaming. A man and a female. And the right after the female, two other men come out with guns
Yeah.
and shoot
Shoot
the female dead. Like,
Yep.
and then it that's the opening. I think it goes maybe.
Well,
to the
they
movie
set
title.
her
They
on
burn.
fire. They burn.
Yeah.
her. And
Yeah,
they're
but
like,
then
"We'll
they
get
burn
the
her.
other guy."
Yeah,
So
and
Yeah,
Good,
cold open.
clever way to
cut
open
to
a film. 'Cause
the cop, right, the deputy.
Mhm.
You busy out there?
Say
Yeah,
change.
I'm stuck in a high-speed chase.
Yeah, he's just sitting there on the highway. He sees
Chilling.
what is clearly like a drug addict or something, just like crawling on the road.
The
so
other
he
guy
rushes
fleeing,
him.
right?
Yeah, that's who it is. But I mean,
Yeah.
do we know that at that point? I don't know.
No,
Yeah,
but
you
it
see
kind of hints at that based on that. We just seen the guy run. The dude
Yeah,
lives.
in the cold opening, he turns around. Like I think
Gotcha.
briefly, you do see him, but either way, I guess you put it together.
Yeah, the deputy decides that he's got to take him to the hospital because he looks all sorts of fucked up.
And that's kind of
Yeah.
his job.
And he's reaching out, and they're like, "Well, you could go to this hospital, but it's 20 more minutes away, so I would recommend just going to this one." And you can clearly tell that he does not want to actually go to the hospital that's recommended. At first, you think it's because the hospital's getting ready to close down, but then
Think
you
it's
realize it's his wife, his divorced,
Estranged.
broken up.
I don't
They're
know,
going
it's
through some
divorce.
shit.
They're going through shit.
Yeah.
Going through
Yeah.
some eldritch shit.
His wife, kind of wife, I don't know, works there as
It's
a nurse.
complicated.
She's a doctor.
Yes, she's a doctor.
Is she? Why she acts like
Well,
a
see,
nurse?
now I feel bad.
Yeah, that's gender.
I'm pretty sure.
Stereotyping,
Wait,
right?
you might be
lady.
right that she's a nurse.
Well, we're calling
It
her
doesn't
doctor.
matter. It doesn't fucking matter.
Oh, it matters.
It matters
Yeah,
so much.
women
She's a
can
nurse.
become doctors.
Okay.
She's a nurse.
No, me lady.
Silly.
Because there's
Silly.
only one doctor there, and then there's like two nurses and a
med student.
I don't
nurse, Like, yeah.
She's
nursing
yeah,
training.
she's training to be a nurse. She said, and yeah,
So he brings that guy there. They handcuff him. No, they don't handcuff him down yet. That's right. What the fuck do they do with him?
they put
This
him in
movie's
bed.
got a lot going on real quick. It does not take its time too much. I don't
Yeah,
think.
it introduces quite a large cast of characters too within like 5 minutes.
You know what it felt like to me? You remember the Tales of the Crypt movie?
Yeah, Bordello of Blood or the one with
yeah.
Billy Zane.
I think it's the first one you said.
Okay,
I think.
Bordello of Blood's I think the second one. Billy Zane is the one where they like that guy runs and Billy Zane is like, "Come on, I'm an FBI agent. Let's go get him," and he's the devil or something.
Did they like
Yeah, that will get
spend half the movie locked away in like a house or something
Yeah,
like that?
that's it. The Billy Zane one.
Yeah. This
Demon
is what
Knight.
This felt like
It's
to
called
me.
Demon
like,
Knight.
There's so many characters, and I'm like, and they all have their own little shit going on. You're not sure what's important and what's not. And it's great because it kind of all builds up to one moment, which is cool as hell.
It's funny you mention it. I actually thought it was probably the one weakness of the film to me is I wish the cast was a little
Thinned out.
smaller. Yeah, a little cleaned out, a little more centralized.
Let's say a little more fleshed out. If you're gonna have this big of a cast, I think you zoom in on the ones that matter and you flesh them out a little more.
It's only an
get
hour
rid
and
of
a
a
half.
third of them.
I know, but you
82,000.
could
They didn't have
See, I was
10,000
thinking-
more for 5 minutes.
Yeah, they
I would say
could do more live.
Flesh out the characters more, but reduce the exposition of what the
Yeah,
fuck's going on.
that is actually a good point
Or
because
his
at some point
characters.
you're like, just shut
I'm
the
down for either.
fuck up already.
Yeah, this doctor is explaining everything like he's like a teenage
But
girl.
he
telling
kind
you
of works
I'm so
because
glad
he's
you
so
wanted to
fucking
talk
full
about
of
this.
himself. Of course he would go to the occult and be like, let me start this up.
This is what I figured out. I'm
I am a
creating these-
god.
This is my daughter. It's like, dude, that's not your fucking daughter. What
I
the fuck you
goddamn
doing
love it. I'm
right
like,
now?
your daughter be ugly, bro.
Mhm.
Oh shit! I learned
No.
from my babysitter how to
But
sacrifice people.
that was the kind of stuff I loved about this movie. Because he's thinking, like, oh, I'm bringing back my daughter. And then you see this terrifying creature. And you're like, this is what cosmic horror should be. Like, people fucking with things they have no business fucking with. And it turning out, like, in a way
Losing
that they
themselves
can't
in it
control.
too.
Yeah. And, like, in a way they completely don't understand. But then they over-explain it a little bit. And then the end... we'll get to
I
it.
will say for most of this cast, we don't have to sit here and fucking like. There's Maggie, who's the other nurse, right? She's the one.
No.
Beverly.
Maggie is the pregnant girl.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Maggie.
Beverly is the other nurse.
That's
His
right.
wife is Allison?
Yeah.
Allison. Yep.
There's
Allison
Dr.
Fraser.
Powell. There's Maggie, the pregnant girl with her grandfather.
Yep.
We don't care about his
Um,
name.
you have Cliff, the guy that Beverly is working with as a patient.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I think that's it for now, right?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Later on, you get a
Vincent.
like a state trooper named Mitchell, and then you get Vincent and his
Son?
Simon,
Yeah.
his son.
I think son. Yeah. Son.
Yeah, and that's all the characters, right?
Yeah.
Vincent and Simon are the dad and son that shot the two people.
It doesn't
And that
seem like a
cold
lot,
opening.
but since the film takes place in one setting, it feels like a lot.
It's just a lot going on. What I do like how it all builds up to one moment. I thought that was really cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But it is hard to track everything because you're like, does this one matter? Does this one matter? I don't
And-
fucking know.
and
yeah,
that's-
do I care about this?
We can't explain
in
it
a
in
lot
a
of
way
ways.
that builds like that, so I'll just say most of these stories do not matter.
Yeah,
Not
and
at
then
least on this scale for us.
they kind of over-explain the cult stuff with the pictures, and I thought this is weird. Like
They could have just kept hinting. I like hinting.
yeah,
I-
like,
my-
oh, they're these drug addicts doing some fucking weird stuff in here, and like
My mind fills in the gaps for it when they just
Mm-hmm.
hint, and then I'm like, oh shit, man. When they start telling me everything, it does get a little, it wears you down a bit.
yeah, just too much exposition.
It is.
Anyways,
Let's hop to Beverly, right?
yep. So everything seems kind of normal. It's a small crew because everyone's moving in the hospital, right? Like nothing crazy going on. All of a sudden, Daniel goes into Cliff's room and he sees Beverly
Standing
killing.
over.
Yeah, Cliff. She's got
Scissors in the eye.
scissors through his eye,
Mm-hmm.
and then she starts talking to him about like
It's not
this
my
is not
skin.
my skin. Yeah, it's not my skin.
This
Stuff like
isn't
that.
me.
So clearly something's been fucking with her, and you think, oh, it's that one guy's blood it got on her, and like it's a zombie movie or something spread, right? Like you don't fucking know. You just think there's something wrong with her brain. Like that movie, The Crazies, something like that, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
She's just ultra violent now. Then he kills
Frost.
her because she comes at him. He shoots it. Did I miss something, Matt?
I was about to say, did you mention that she's flayed her face off at this
Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't mention that she went.
As she's saying,
She
this is not my
starts
skin.
Yeah, she starts
Yeah, still
cutting
like
her
80%
face
of
and
it
like
off. Yeah.
throwing. Yeah, it's a little gross, but I think it was cool. Good special effects. She starts coming at him. He's like, please don't, and then he shoots her and kills her.
Mm-hmm.
At that moment,
I gotta call it in.
he goes to the bathroom and kind of passes out.
Yeah.
They're
That's
waking him up. The other state trooper shows up. He's a real asshole. He's like, your dad wouldn't have put up with
Your
this
dad was a
shit."
damn good cop. He wouldn't have
Yeah.
put up
Dad
with
was
this
the
shit.
greatest.
Yeah, I sucked his dick. It's good. Yours wouldn't
makes-
be.
I just don't understand the state trooper.
I
It's
thought
you
he was
real
a
messed
terrible
up
actor.
shooting that
He was-
nurse that killed a dude.
It was fucking weird to me. It's like, you're not a good
He
cop. And I'm
didn't-
like, you don't know the situation right now?
Yeah,
Shut the fuck up.
I think they included him to make it known that his dad was once a cop, kind of stuff.
Which
honestly,
it doesn't
didn't
matter.
matter.
It
It
doesn't,
doesn't matter.
change or
Doesn't
do
matter.
anything.
Could've
Besides-
taken 2 minutes and $3,000.
They're trying to give him like this backstory where he's like got the weight of this shit on him, and kind of maybe
It's like, I don't care.
he was scared of having a kid because I don't know, his childhood was fucked up. I don't know. We're never really told.
when he passed out, he did have some kind of weird vision. I think you see like this little triangular thing, a void or something like that. It
Bill
just
Sees
Cipher.
his face.
yeah, you don't really know if there's any meaning. Obviously, there kind of is, but we find out more later. But that state trooper gives him shit. Talks about how he found a body at the farmhouse and he's coming to get that drug addict because he knows he did it.
And yeah.
No. Yeah.
We found a lot of blood on him that wasn't
Yeah.
his, so that makes
Daniel
sense.
goes outside to call it in for Beverly, goes to his car, and then I think this might be the
This
strongest
part's
part of the movie.
Fucking love it.
Are these guys and the white Colt, like, their outfits are amazing.
Yeah.
They're creepy as hell. I don't even know the right way to explain them.
Half KKK.
But with a
Yeah,
black
yeah.
pyramid on it.
Yep.
Honestly,
And they're just silent.
Pyramid heads.
you could have made the poster for this movie like just one guy or a bunch of guys standing, and it would have been
Perfect.
creepy as hell.
Speaking of cosmic horror and pyramids, Silent Hill. It's a good one.
This kind of has a Silent Hill vibe. to it.
Yeah, Silent Hill's a little in your face at times. I like that movie actually, but
I meant the game, but yeah.
oh fucking yeah.
Oh,
I
was
wanna
talking
play
about the
that.
game too. Yeah.
I want to the remake. I haven't played it yet, and
Yes.
I want to.
I haven't either.
But the deputy goes to call it in. He's making a call, and all of a sudden, all the lights go out, and then he looks up again, and this guy is right on top of him and actually stabs him. It looks like he gets him right in the heart, but maybe not. It doesn't. You can tell that eventually you'll realize the cult members aren't there to kill them. They're there to
Keep him in.
almost like suffocate them into a situation.
Yeah, to
Trap
force them
they
down a
can't
certain
leave.
alley, right? Because
Yeah.
funneling them down.
Which I would say is my biggest complaint with this movie is the coincidence that leads to everything. Like, all of this is
It's
just...
not a coincidence when you have Eldritch Beings. They know what's up.
I kind of agree here with Matt. It's
Are we sure?
No, but that's
Hey.
see, if it was,
they make it.
I would normally assume in a good cosmic horror that it would be like that. Like, it's not a coincidence. This was like destined to happen, and a being that can see, that's like beyond time. Would know
Yeah.
that, but
I mean, yeah, and they've set
But-
up like all they were supposed to do is you just funnel them. The rest will
Yeah.
happen.
because they do, and we're about to get to the scene. They do change reality at
Yep.
this point.
In and out
So,
a little
like,
bit where it
whatever's-
gets blurred.
Well, yeah, I mean they like create a whole new floor of the hospital.
Yeah, it
So
never existed.
Whatever
and it
has
goes, "What?"
influence is touching it at this point.
Oh, I must have missed that aspect of it.
Yeah,
Huh.
they're on the walkie-talkie, I think, and he's talking
Yeah.
to somebody, and they're like,
He's like, we're going to the
What?
sub basement. She's like, there's one basement. There's
There's-
one set of steps. And he's like, oh, we're going to the second.
"There's
And
a
she's like,
second
no.
set."
She's
What?
like,
What do you
"There's
mean?
One set of steps. So
Yeah,
But... So he gets stabbed, and somehow... How is he able to fight him off? Do you remember?
karate.
old man
karates
karate.
him off.
Get the fuck off!
I'm
Runs-
a state trooper.
Runs back in. They kind of heal him up. They stop the bleeding. That one nurse girl is freaking out. The one who's like an intern.
Kim.
She's clearly not ready for this life.
No.
I mean, it's a trial by fire. So
Yeah, this is a hell of an experience for her.
yeah, not fun.
But yeah,
Oh my, I'm trying to remember where we're at because like a lot happened.
So they see that Beverly's body starts to become like this tentacled
Yes.
creature,
oh
right?
yeah.
Really
So they just shut the
underselling that.
door. I loved his
Yeah.
solution. He just shuts the door. He's like, "Nope, not dealing with this."
We'll
shit."
put the
Don't
past
have to
behind
do that.
us.
They get the drug addict. They
Unburdened.
get him the fuck out of there, and he comes with them. He picks up a scalpel on his way out, and then he grabs that scalpel as they are out. Where the fuck are like in the hallway?
Lobby.
Holds the pregnant girl Maggie as a hostage, and
Great
that's
idea,
when the son and dad Simon and Vincent show up to kill him. And like there's this big back and forth. The cops are kind of losing control. Mitchell's that cop who acted tough has lost fucking control too. And then all of a sudden the doctor gets stabbed in the throat and he dies.
And that's by the druggie.
Yep, the druggie stabs him in the throat.
Yeah, goes after him.
The skid.
But then they're then the girl's grandpa, the pregnant girl's grandpa, grabs the druggie and like just takes the knife away or whatever, and that ends that drama for a little bit. But what we don't realize is while all that was happening, Mitchell, the cop, gets pulled away by the tentacle monster, and now we follow that scene, and it's kind of fucked up. I thought the fact that you said
good
this
monster.
is done for $82,000 is amazing to me. To create that monster and have it like forming with him and the tentacles and everything.
Just the doctor's transformation later alone, I'm like, yeah, man.
That's impressive as hell. But so the monster's taking him and it's like it looks like it's trying to transform. I don't know what it, like almost like meld with him.
Like
I
the
guess.
thing,
Yeah.
him,
Yeah.
almost become a
We
duplicator.
are one.
Yeah. Bring it into the
like that.
fold, you know.
Vincent
I am
Lee's-
you, you are we are together.
Yeah. Father and son actually start shooting and chopping that thing up and kill it.
As they do.
So that's done, and then they set Mitchell's
They're
body
pretty
on
quick.
fire. Yeah,
They're
Yeah.
pretty quick to get in
Pretty
action.
quick.
They know what's
I
up.
mean,
they are pretty good.
these are the
He's
two
out
from
of-
the opening scene that
Yeah.
we're doing the
know
shootout.
what's happening.
Yeah.
I think by this point though he's out of ammo, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
And that's when the cop offers, he's like, look, because they're already like shitting on him, like, get the fuck out of my face. And he's like, hey, I got ammunition in my car. He goes, we just went fucking guns blazing to get here. And now you want to act like we need to, you want us to go back out there? He goes, you want ammo? Or... And they
Yeah,
also
we're
need
the same
supplies
He
for the
kind of
pregnant
calls them
girl.
out on their stupidity. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like, we're in this together, whether any of us like it or not.
Yeah.
Like,
But he's telling them I'm not part of the cult because they don't know who's part of it.
Yep.
And rightfully so. In the
They're
end, we find
actually
out.
yeah, they're very right on like all the shit that they're worried about. So they end up going outside to the cop car while his estranged wife goes downstairs to get more supplies for the pregnant girl because it looks
she's
like
not
she's gonna
supposed to
have a
go by
baby.
herself, but she does.
Yep, she does.
We're one of
And have we already found out by now that they lost their child?
I think so. Yeah, because the doctor
Yeah.
kind of talks to him about it, like, "Hey,
Yeah.
it's not easy to lose a child. It happened to me.
She
too."
was pregnant.
And it strangled
Things
itself and
Yeah.
with the umbilical cord.
Yeah.
But this is where we find out that Dr. Powell isn't dead anymore, and he
Right.
actually captures
cool.
Allison.
Yeah.
That was, I think that was a good scene.
Yeah, because they're like, where's his body at? And then,
Yep.
Whoa.
Snatches her.
Yep, he's down there with him. But they run out, they get the ammo,
Get the
and
shotgun.
yep.
Plastic cultist.
Yep. And then when they get back in, they go to search for Allison. They find photographs and just random files showing that Dr. Powell was the cult leader.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kind of
Because
the weak part. That
the
we're talking
skid's
about.
telling
Yep.
him that too. He goes, "It's that fucking doctor, man.
That I took care of him for you.
Skid.
You should."
Well, and then
Yeah.
you also have the doctor calls him on the phone at this point
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and
Taunts
tries to
him.
convince him.
He says, "I know you had a vision, but that has more purpose than that." You know who would have played this doctor amazingly is
Christopher Walken.
no, I was thinking Malcolm
McDowell.
Yes.
Yeah.
How?
Ultra violent
Yes,
himself.
yes.
He would have, but it would have been. He chews up scenery a bit now in his older age, and that accent
That's what we want.
sticks out a bit. Sometimes this doctor's voice is kind of cool, though.
It is.
I think this film's pretty decently acted.
For $82,000.
Yeah, no, there's parts that are bad, but even the bad parts don't feel like. To me, like the worst type of acting to me is like high school play, when it's that stilted dialogue, filled with like, you know, they like their declarations are on point.
Yeah.
Look at the dog. I am angry now. The coat has trapped us inside.
Yes. Over.
Or
yeah.
I also like to call it Star Trek guest character dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm from Betazoid 9. My people are warlike. Like,
Klingons have trapped us inside.
we're Klingons and we have you trapped inside.
Yeah.
Get him, Worf. I can't do that, sir. But, like, this movie actually does a pretty good job at dialogue,
Yeah,
in my
I think
opinion.
so.
It gets a little wordy, sometimes.
Especially near the
Like
end.
I feel like they're
Yeah.
I feel like they're filling in space sometimes. It's like you guys don't have to talk.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it's
we
just-
find out that this doctor had like a bunch of meth heads, and he was like having them have sex orgies, and he was sacrificing people. And
Oh, the horror.
later on, we find out that he's it's pretty fucked up, man.
Yeah, because he
I'd
was
say
forcing
that's
them at some point to do the drugs and
Right.
fucking sacrifice.
Yeah.
sacrifice.
If you want immortality, you got to do stuff. Like it's
Yeah,
just-
you gotta crack a few eggs to make an
you gotta give a
omelet.
few best heads best.
It's
Do you think he recruited people from Kid Rock concerts?
Guarantee it.
You like
Come
Kid
this
Rock?
way, you like
love
your
Yo
mask?
Shoggus.
Tells
Yo,
the
Shuggus.
other cultists helping him, hey, we don't want the ones with sleeves on their shirts.
Come this way,
That's
sir.
just-
We got the dopest dope you've ever smoked.
So yeah, that's when the
Gotta
little
stop
meth head
wearing my
guys
cargo
tell him about
shorts.
all the shit that was happening. We find out later on the doctor like used it as a way of like really perfecting the method, which once again he thinks he's perfected this method.
He's only
He's over
started
his
down the
fucking
path.
head. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a level 1, level 2.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
level 1 wizard.
Eldritch
Harry Potter
or
might be able to
summoner.
put him down.
Fucking like Cthulhu things don't really respect a level 1 or 2 wizard.
They don't respect
Should
shit.
be mentioned-
They are the
No.
ultimate.
Just
Yeah.
All they needed is an
Cthulhu's
idiot
not
to open
even-
the gate.
Cthulhu's not even like high up in the Eldritch Being list.
So-
what's in that universe?
He's just
Yeah.
so
Cracks me up.
cool, though.
He's
Yeah.
the high priest of one of them. So like, this
Correct
guy's not even
me
touched that.
if I'm wrong on how this works in this movie. It looks like the doctor like puts seeds almost in some of these people, and those seeds don't come out until they've died, right? Same thing with him. He says like he died, but he's able to live now, kind of thing. And that's how Beverly was able to become the monster after she had been killed. Is that wrong?
I think that's right.
I don't know, because I think Beverly was already transforming at the time, and them killing her, just like the doctor being stabbed, doesn't kill him, really. It's the process has already began.
But he even tells the deputy you have to die for this. to
You're
Yeah.
right there, though. Like, it is like an acceptance there. Like, you have to
Yeah.
begin
Give
the
yourself to the
ritual.
Lord. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, is that how they start with the Kid Rock people?
Yeah, twice saved. You could be a youth pastor if you let me kill you.
We're worshiping the Lord, right? We're worshiping a Lord.
Yes. Yeah, man. Play with your
Jesus
skin off for
exists.
me.
He lets them exist. So.
Well, he's not cool with
We're-
it.
Yeah.
You know, like that sect in the Da Vinci Code where they flail themselves? We're kind of like that. All right?
Yeah.
Just an offshoot.
You ever see anything in the Ten Commandments that says thou shalt not call demons from interdimensional like worlds?
It's about
They
the
just
same
know
as
the ones from hell.
thou shalt not rock. And we're going to rock, guys. So
They just care about stuff in hell. This
Yeah.
is a different
They
dimension.
care
so
about-
you're covered.
heaven winning heaven's battle. We're doing a different battle.
Yep. So this is where our characters decide to split up.
Nice. Scooby Doo it.
Grandpa and the intern nurse are going to
Grandpa.
stay with pregnant
Maggie.
girl.
Yeah.
And then father, son, drug addict,
Father,
and
son,
deputy,
beat off.
Yeah.
We're going to
are
go
all
downstairs
gonna
and beat
go
off.
downstairs and beat
Father,
off.
son,
yeah.
you're with me.
I got the father, son, though.
Holy Ghost.
They force Druggy to come downstairs with them. He does not want to.
I mean,
But as they're
I mean,
Can't
rightfully so.
Yeah.
This guy's got
Yeah,
the right
he's
he
idea.
right.
knows what's up.
He went straight to try to kill the doctor, and then he's like, "Fuck all you guys." He's actually maybe the worst actor in this group,
yeah,
and
Yeah.
he is.
because when he gets like like trying to act, it's really shitty.
It's
Yeah.
funny.
So as they're heading downstairs, this is when we see his wife Allison. She's on a operating table, and the doctor starts
Talking
giving
to-
her kind of like a speech about how he found a way to.
When my daughter died,
Yeah, when his daughter died, he found a way to.
I began searching, and
I
it's
don't-
it's amazing what you'll find when you go looking.
trying to find the afterlife, maybe? I think that's what his kind of goal was.
He was saying I wanted a way to get my daughter back after watching all these people die and then having to sit there and watch my daughter die. I began searching and I found.
Yeah, he talks about life and death becoming cyclical and like a caterpillar and moth and cocoon. He's like, too much. We were
Metamorphosis.
looking at the cocoon. He's like, and I wanted to see past that kind of stuff. So he gets really philosophical, but half the shit, I'm like, dude, you're over explaining all of this.
It was
kinda
that mustache
wish-
twirling from a villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was unnecessary.
It
He
doesn't
could have
fit.
said like one or two sentences, something
Yeah.
like, my daughter died, and I went searching, and then boom.
Yeah.
I would have been like, all right, whatever he's saying works. He figured something out.
And he told her that a new life grows in her, and then we see her belly kind of moving. So,
Those little quick, oh, my belly.
yeah. She's,
Made me
she
think
got
of,
something in her stomach.
Tim and Eric, the Terrys, when she gets pregnant. You're a weird boy. I wish.
This is when the movie gets fucking crazy, though.
You're crazy.
So they get downstairs in this basement.
This
and
is the
they're-
part when they're on the walkie-talkie and they're like, "We're going to the basement. We're going to the next basement."
Yep.
And
Sub-basement.
the nurse upstairs is like, "There is no
There's only one
there's
basement.
one set of steps. There's one step." I'm like, "We're going down the
Well,
second."
there's another
That part
set we're
cracks
going
me up.
down.
Yeah, that part cracks me up. It's like, there isn't one.
There's
No, well,
nothing.
we're going to go down it.
There's no hesitation, and I get it because you're trying to find your wife, and you got to anyways. But in that moment, I'd be like, "What the fuck? There's another set of stairs." But we got
I'd be like halfway down the
weird
steps, like,
shit.
"Wait a minute."
Yeah. So
God damn it.
turns out in the subset basement there
like a
are a lot
morgue.
of fucking monster dead things.
I
There's no
assume this
way
is
they
the
made this
victims
for
of the cult.
$82,000. Some of those monsters are awesome looking.
Yep. And then we get
They
a bunch
do
of,
hide it with darkness. Half the time you can't see
Darkness.
what the fuck's going on.
You know what
But
I
it's
say
still
to that?
pretty
Though?
terrifying.
Most of
It's pretty good.
if you're in a fucking real life scary situation, it's dark. You know what I mean? Like in something like this, anyways. In a new sub basement that was just generated, I'm guessing there's not normal lighting, but it
See,
makes
yeah, that
sense.
personally
Too many
asked-
horror movies, everything's lit up like the moon
True.
is quarter mile from the earth. You know, so I dig that.
Do you think he had to ask Eldritch Ring for the extra basement? Sulu, I need a basement, a sub basement.
I need you to work it off. All right, you can talk to my
It's not
contractors.
just to sell, it's just not to increase the market value. I
That
just
will
need a
require 2 extra sacrifices for the next 15 months, plus an additional tax sacrifice.
Also,
Every-
Cthulhu's still like in capitalism. Like
Yeah.
the
Also,
Eldritch Rings
my
are still
wife-
stuck in this.
My wife got a taste of your meth, and she would like more.
More mess. Welcome
The
to
dopest dope she ever smoked.
Send us Kid Rock's albums.
It calls to the demon idiot in my son.
The bar to the bar. Bar to the bar is our chant.
Right now, that's not funny, Kid Rock. Right now, he's in a methadone clinic.
Oh shit! What was the name of that awesome movie we watched that was a cult and also about a babysitter?
Not Last House.
House of the Devil. I first
Yeah,
of the
you
Devil.
remember Tom who was super frugal
Yeah.
with everything?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, they
Did
make
you use
these
Oh my
blood
gosh,
or
yeah.
red paint? I used red paint.
Should I have used blood? God damn you, Tom!
No, he's like,
Cheap
Cthulhu.
asshole.
Listen, Cthulhu. You just need to put one pyramid up. It can be desolate all around.
Make it black. Don't
It-
even paint it. Keep it black.
It can look childish, even.
No, Tom, it looks like a damn green screen.
That's what we're going. Yeah, it is a green screen.
It is, say, sir.
What do you want?
I serve mini masters.
It
Poor Tom.
I serve the master of frugalism.
I still can't get over the fact
no,
that
I
movie,
serve
they're gonna
Dave
kill her.
Ramsey, the master Dave Ramsey of saving money.
Yeah.
That's a real problem up here. I got to be honest with you.
It's spin, spin, spin.
I don't sacrifice someone.
You get these meth heads. Why don't you put them to work?
Sure. You want me to do all this, and then who
Oh
foots
my
the bill,
God.
Satan?
That's how
It's
they
me.
did it. Tom was like,
electric.
"Hey, Cthulhu, we got meth heads. Let's put them to work. Before we kill them, they can build. All right." That guy, he can wield a pipe. He can wield a hammer.
Please, Cthulhu, I need
Sub
this
basement has very specific requirements. Specifically, it needs a room that goes to another void in a different dimension. I don't think meth heads can build that.
Guess what? When you've been up for
They
4
can't
days, you go
stop
to a
Cthulhu.
different dimension. If anybody can
Cthulhu.
get you there, it's him.
Meth head team alpha.
Cthulhu comes to
Building
visit
Stargate
like
out
the
there.
construction. He's like, "This is not gonna work."
This is slacking off. No, he goes there the first day. He goes, "This isn't going to work." 2 days later, because the meth heads have not slept and they've been fed the dopest dope they've ever smoked, it's done. He goes,
Yeah.
"Well, I'll be your Cthulhu's uncle."
God damn.
Who's your contractor? They do great work.
I need.
Half of them are dead.
I wish I
Dead
knew
ones, put 'em in the
more
horror room.
monsters' names. Could make some more references here.
Matt, you get some
Monster
names? Cthulhu, like,
of
Lovecraftian monster.
Yoshagus, the Yellow King.
ooh, Yellow
Pazuzu
King,
is
I've,
right?
my
I've
favorite.
got
He's
to
a
tell the
devil, though.
Yellow King about
True
this
Detective,
one.
Yellow King.
Nihim Balos. It's been. I haven't. Because book back there.
The thing with Lovecraft is he always hinted for most of his shit. Like, you never get too deep into it most of the time.
Wasn't that the
It's-
point of it? Like, it was almost
Yeah,
impossible
just
to
like this
describe.
movie should be.
Yes.
He was very
All of
honest
them,
that
that's
he
what I
wanted
like.
people to add to it.
Yeah.
Um,
The lore is in your
actually,
head.
a lot of the Cthulhu mythos that people reference is like from D&D and stuff.
Yeah.
Because the people who made it were big into it, and they added their own.
That
course.
makes me think of when we
Wrong
played
stuff.
the Lovecraft game of Chris.
Oh my god.
Oh, Arkham Horror.
Yeah.
It could've
He
been
made it so we-
good, but he just like it's like he thought we were stupid, so he made it super easy for all of us to win.
He,
I was like, Chris, I,
can
don't
tell
think we were
Chris,
supposed to win.
Chris likes you to win and everybody to be happy in those games. And I'm always like,
He's a people
kill
pleaser.
me, motherfucker. I'm here to
please
be
let me die."
killed.
I know this is a little off topic, but Call of Cthulhu is probably like the second biggest RPG on the market. And so at Gen Con, they had like a whole like exhibit hall for it, right?
Mhm.
The people that worked the company were dressed like in 1920s wear,
Steampunk.
like in a suit and a dress.
Wow,
The next day they came in was mutations started. And so at the end of the con, they had like tentacles and like their face was covered in makeup, but they still had the same
I
outfit.
fucking dig
So,
that, man.
It was pretty cool walking past them every day.
There is absolutely nothing off topic about that. That's
That is
no more off
totally
topic
on
than-
point for our crew.
That's yeah. That's
I ate
dead
lunch
on.
next to one of them, and while they were wearing all the mutations, and it was cracking
You
me
did
up.
what?
Because he like
He ate
take
lunch
he took
next
the
to
tentacle off, so he had like tentacle this hand, but this arm was normal, and he's like eating.
He got out of character. Did you tell his boss?
You suddenly put that tentacle back right.
He's like, comes to you later. You got me fired, man.
Give me your tentacle stuff.
yeah. Give me your
Give it to
outfit,
me.
milady.
Where are we at? Oh, they're in the basement fighting these crazy ass creatures. Meth head guy gets killed.
Shaky camera time.
Shaky camera time. These corpses are fucking wild looking. It's great. I would say if you don't watch the movie for anything else, it should be for the monsters here. They look fantastic for $80,000.
This whole sequence is pretty strong.
See,
It
there's all little parts like when the coat first jumps out, you're like, Jesus
Yes.
Christ! And then this part, and also when you first see the Doctor transform, because I'm like, that is awesome how they did that.
I know. I'm just saying. I think this might be the best part of this whole movie.
Man, I can
And
get that.
I like this movie. I just think this part was creepy. It was well shot. It was dark, but it wasn't so dark. The monsters looked amazing. People were dying. It just, I don't know. It was well done.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell, like, all these were, like, his little fucking experiments that failed.
Yep, his build up.
I don't know if they failed or just.
They
They,
didn't-
they
I mean, you
succeeded
saw
in
those
him
fucking
learning
things.
more, right?
Okay,
Yeah, like,
Thomas
I almost
Edison.
feel like-
He found 1,000 ways to not make a light bulb.
No, like I took it kind of like whatever he was
Sacrifices?
serving just was like so like it doesn't care. It's just chaos.
Yeah,
It just
feed
is.
me.
Give me
Yeah,
more.
just put more of this stuff out there.
I was like, oh god, that's the good stuff.
Yes, more fleshy.
Give that woman 2 humps on her back. Oh, I love that shit.
5 toes on the
Dr.
eye.
We
Powell,
call her
you are a
Camelback.
genius. Anyways, as all this is happening, our pregnant teenager girl starts going into labor. We have to do a C-section.
Terrible time.
Kim's like, I can't fucking do it. The grandpa's like, you better fucking do it. She needs it. He's like kind of yelling at her. And as he's talking to her, all of a sudden his throat gets slit. And we find out that the pregnant girl has Dr. Powell's daughter in her stomach.
Yeah. She's got a baby
And
in
then
her.
the cult shows up, and I thought this was kind of a creepy moment. You're like, oh shit, they're gonna kill her. Nah, they don't care. They're not there for that.
Yeah, it's always
I
been,
mean,
let's
I kinda
get
like
to
that part.
our,
I like it a lot.
yeah, I'd probably have a fucking heart attack anyways.
The
Yeah.
lighting in this scene is awesome.
Yeah, you think
It's a
she's
red
getting ready to
emergency
get
light.
like. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was about to say, like, the whole lighting for all this after the throat slit, it's a red emergency light. That's all that's on. So it's a really good, like, well, I think it's probably the best shot scene, like, for me, of this whole movie. It's
I
the
think-
part-
On a like, yeah,
cinematographer
yeah.
style.
yeah, like
Yeah,
a-
I thought it was
not
really
exciting, not anything like that, but an actual eye for the shot where they're like,
Mhm.
we're going to frame it in this way. The lighting's going to show that, and it's going to be red,
You
and
got a
that's
good
going to give the
angle.
idea of danger and also imminent danger.
imminent.
But that's kind of not really what it is. She's thinking they're gonna kill her.
Mhm.
She's ready for a fight.
I mean, it
and they
is
just don't.
just not on her scale.
Yeah, they just don't give a shit. She's just not allowed to leave, really. So she goes and hides.
Yep, in the closet.
And then Maggie leaves to go see Dr. Powell. And some of the cultists kind of help her. Yeah, and she's kind of very cheery about it, like, see you later.
Yeah, she's been,
I mean,
but
not
she
really.
seems
I mean,
like
to
a
be fair,
brainwashed
she's-
kind of person, right? Like a
She
member
is,
of the
yeah.
code who's totally under his control.
And at this point, our deputy finds his wife in the operating room pregnant. The doctor's talking to her a bunch, saying, you gotta, like, this is your daughter. This is what happened, blah, blah, blah. And then the little
He's
tentacle
seeing-
monster.
His wife, as a normal person, she's like, hold me, be with me to the end kind of shit. And then it cuts to what's actually happening. And this is when you see that blurred reality that is going on.
Which
'cause-
is happening to him a lot.
Yep. And it's the tentacle monster, or like is growing within
So,
or without.
Do you think the deputy is important for all this to have happened, or the doctor just wants to bring him along because he likes him?
It might. I thought of it almost as like a duality
Tough.
where he lost his daughter and they lost their kid, right? And it's maybe, or maybe they're god of fucking chaos, whatever needs like a dual.
lost a kid.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
'cause
true.
there's supposed to be a monster in her and then a monster in Maggie too, right? So
Yep.
I don't know.
I actually kind of like the fact that we don't really find out. That's,
I know. It's leading me
My-
to guess, which is usually my favorite part about this shit. When
Yeah,
I'm
my
like, I got to
theory
fill
that
in the
I'm-
void.
My theory that I'm pretty sure is wrong, but like, is that his baby that died, because it was very recent, right? Like,
The doctor said
was
it up.
supposed to be the doctor's child.
See, I was thinking maybe the doctor had to sacrifice an unknowing
a
person's
unknown
child
child.
in place
Yeah.
for his.
Oh, so you're saying
Like he killed their kid for this to happen.
in some? Well, he said it was like the umbilical strangulation, but maybe he manipulated that somehow.
Well, I was
Yeah.
thinking he was going to originally use that baby to be the
His
vessel for his
daughter.
daughter. which I
Daughter.
don't-
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, it sounds.
Anyways, Daniel kills his wife here, right?
Yep.
He,
Yeah.
Well, no, his wife's technically already dead,
She's-
but he
she-
kills the
she's
He's
tentacle
putting a
creature.
mercy killing, right?
And then that's when he shows up in the morgue room. We got the glowing triangle. Dr. Powell starts telling him he found the
Powell.
ability to. It's Powell, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah, Richard Powell. Is it Richard? I don't know. He says, "Well, you know, I found the
Yeah,
ability to
Richard
conquer
Powell.
life and death. I've been communicating with entities that are older than time or older than God."
Yeah, it's older than time. It's a pretty good little.
Is that what he says?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I always
I
like.
thought God was mentioned. He's like, these have existed before he.
Yeah, there is
kinda
something
thing.
like that in there too.
Yeah.
But he
It
does
was-
say the older
it was
than
cool
time.
the way, yeah. it was like, yeah, God is real, but these things are too, and they've been here before he was. I don't. It was cool.
Before heaven and hell.
Dr. Powell tells Daniel that he can have his child back if he's willing to die first.
Yeah, do you want to see what these kids will look like?
His definition of kids is weird to me, but once again, I really like that. This is where
Perverted by
Maggie
power,
shows
you know?
up. Our pregnant girl, she shows up and stabs Daniel.
And
But he's not dead.
no, but
He
he's
still
stabs him in the worst spot too.
Yeah.
Like right in the middle of the back where you
This
can't
dude
reach
just
it.
keeps fucking getting stabbed.
Just
Yeah, I know. Like,
get it out.
I just
God damn.
you got to slap it up against the bed so it kicks out, not
you
hopefully
got a
goes
knife
further
in
out.
you.
That's
You
worse.
slap it against anything.
You got to
I
slap
think
it on a
just leaves
corner.
it in.
But yeah, he
But
says,
Maggie-
"Baby, come out."
Let me see my baby. I'm ready.
I'm
And,
a proud
she gets
Papa
down
Bear.
before him, and she seems really excited until he touches her. He does like this incantation thing. He starts saying some hoodoo voodoo shit, and the
Hoodoo
triangle
voodoo
starts.
you-do. And it's dance, magic dance.
Yeah, and then she looks fucking terrified.
Yeah,
Boy,
she
boy.
she doesn't look like she knew what was gonna happen
No, I think she thought she was gonna have a baby,
and
but
be
instead,
go into the world
her
with
stomach just rips open,
him.
and this fucking terrifying monster thingy comes out. It's like, it's my daughter.
Look at her, and I'm like, I see her. Can you see her, sir? But then again, I'm like, you're a flailed man now. You're a flayed man. You look, mincemeat over here, and you're like, yeah, that's my baby.
Yeah,
It's a pretty cool monster.
that's my Sarah.
It is.
Yeah.
They do good on, once again, no money, man.
You can even see the face, the features of what looks like it used to be
And
his daughter, kind of thing.
And it doesn't look cheap, like
No,
bad cheap. It actually looks good for it.
Vincent and Simon do arrive as this monster starts running. They are actually able to set it on fire and kill it. I think.
Bless you.
Sorry, thank you. I think the dad is able to kill it, which I forgot to say. The dad kind of is starting to have a breakdown. Of
He's
how
coming
his
in and out
family
of their
died.
world, yeah.
Yeah,
But
I think,
but they're
I
able to
think
kill.
we're also privy to
do it.
his wife was killed by the
Yeah,
Yeah.
cultist, right?
because
Yeah,
his
that
son
happens.
yeah,
trusted them.
yeah. But they're doing what they can. And this kid,
Making the best of
the
it.
dad pours like gasoline on himself and the monster. He's like, do it,
And
do
then
it.
his son, sets him on fire with the flare.
Flare.
You got fire.
But all
You
doing
are
this,
flamed. That's it.
they're killing this creature, and Dr. Powell is still talking about hey, you can join me, bro. It's like, wait, did you not just see what happened to your daughter?
To
But
be fair,
is
life
this one
and
of
death
the?
doesn't mean anything.
That's what the thing I am kind of curious about. Like
beyond it at
we've
this
already
I can impregnate.
we
someone else
rebirthed
out
it
there.
already, so it's already reborn in this world, so it doesn't matter. Once this thing was
Yeah.
born here and crossed over, we're good.
That's true. And then I think if it ends at this point, it'd be fine. Daniel says, "Nah, I'm good," and then tackles him, and they both go into the void, which you can
is-
clearly tell. Doctor doesn't want to go into the void
Because it's so bad
Because the
looking.
void is pretty much like a hellscape, right? He wants to bring stuff from the void to his world.
I
Not-
think that was
not
part
vice
of the
versa.
agreement,
And I
kind of.
I think the void had the same thought as well, but once they both go through it, it closes it.
And maybe that's it. One being can cross over, like one direction, and once it's done, and it shuts back.
Or, always like the idea of the thing you're messing with is fickle, and you're just drawing a little bit of its power, but it doesn't actually care about you. So you getting
Yeah.
into its realm is probably not what you want to do.
Yeah, it's
but
like, this is a waste of time. Fuck this.
And
I'm
it's
done
like,
with
you
Yeah.
fucked up, you're here.
It's over.
Or it just doesn't care, and it's just a nightmare all the time, which is
Yeah, it was fucked. It was fine just letting little shit in and out, or out on your side. But now that he's like, whatever. You're still here, man?
like, yeah, you don't want to be here.
No, I don't want
Yeah.
to be here.
I'm stuck here. No, you're stuck here.
So your next scene is the son, Simon, and kind of coming back to the hospital. I guess he got teleported. I don't know. Like that sub basement never existed, and so when all this happened, it's like it kind of went back to normal. So he's back at the hospital with the intern nurse, and they kind of just like see, hey,
Hug
like
it out.
stuff's kind of normal again. That's where it should end, right?
Correct.
We're good.
Colt's gone, everything's gone because their plane got fucked. A little too easy, but
Maybe
even
it
that
got messed up.
I'm kind of good with.
I don't know. I'm kind of still on the plan. Just went the way it was supposed to. Or
Was it?
It just went away.
It would have
think
been
it just
nice
went
if
away.
it yeah. But instead, hard cut to CG land.
With Daniel and his wife, the deputy and his wife Allison are holding hands in front of a black pyramid that looks so fucking fake.
It's like they did a CG green screen thing for a Suicide Girls shoot.
Yeah, or I mean, it kind of looks
Black
like
pyramid.
two people are standing. You like, say you're in a movie theater and you go to the very front of the screen. It kind of looks like that.
You're standing
Or-
in front of the screen.
There's that movie, that game that came out in the '90s, MDK, Murder, Death, Kill, the shooter
Yeah.
one.
Oh, yeah, with the helmet.
Yeah, he kind
It
of
looks
got a
like
helmet
that.
like that. It's like they used parts of that game for this. He's like, "Oh shit, we're in MDK. This ain't good."
Oh God.
So clearly they're in
Gray
this other
as
dimension
fuck.
now. This
Yeah.
limbo hellscape, whatever place. We don't know what happened to Dr. Powell, but we see this stupid fucking black pyramid, the void. And we know that we're in whatever that monster was, we're in his dimension now. His place.
Now imagine they're in a place where
What's
there
up?
is no real death, right? So everything
Yeah.
just keeps coming back, and they're like, "Let's fucking kill ourselves and get the, let's end this." And they're like, "Ah, shit, we're back."
Damn it,
They
we're
just keep
immortal.
coming back.
Shit.
I did read that was kind of like a callback or a paid homage to The Beyond. But I've never watched The Beyond.
Beyond.
Is it Beyond?
Yeah.
That sounds like
Beyond, it ends with after spending an entire film trying to find a way to escape the evil that escaped through the gateway to hell in the basement of a New Orleans hotel. Liza Muriel and Dr. John end up running straight into hell anyway. Their horror builds as it dawns on them what's happened, but within seconds their eyes have turned to stark white while a booming narrator intones, "And you will face the sea of darkness and all therein that may be explored."
Huh.
That's kind of creepy.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
So I think it's like their callback to that, but I think it's just a weak callback. Like, either do that scene correctly or don't do it at all.
I'm on the don't do it at all.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's I don't know. I like this movie. I really do.
Yeah.
And for what they do with such a small budget, by God, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
have
God!
fun.
I
It's
know
hard to
from
fault it.
Beyond now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's another Lovecraft one. It was based on Lovecraft, and it's got what's his fucking name? Jeffrey Combs from Reanimator.
Okay.
Oh.
It's actually pretty good. I mean, it's that B level, but it's good. It's fun. But no, it's good for fucking such a cheap movie, and it is creepy, and it made me when I watched it after a while there, it's just like, put out Cosmic Horror, just lean into that, movies. Come on, let's do this, because it's some of the scariest shit when you think about it, and it's usually when you are forced to think about it, like your mind is filling in the gaps. That's when it's best.
Yeah, I agree. I like this movie. I think I had seen it one time before. I didn't remember it that
We
well.
have.
But I like it.
I've seen it a long time ago. Many moon ago.
Mhm.
Actually, Brandon, I'm pretty sure I watched it with you
You did.
years and years ago. Yeah, like over like
Same.
Thanksgiving.
I
Yes.
liked it. It's one I would watch again, but I actually like The Babysitter more.
It's more entertaining, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it's funny as hell.
it
Like,
is way
the whole
funnier than
time.
it should have been, honestly. But I like both of them though. I think these were a better set of movies than the last two we watched.
What was the last thing we watched?
Jason Goes to Space.
To Space.
In a violent
Jason
nature.
X.
Yeah,
and
they're
In a Violent
And in a
Nature.
violent age.
They're-
Yeah. Yeah, so that also had the indie and the blockbuster.
And yeah,
Mhm.
And it I
More
think this was a better
entertaining.
indie film.
Hmm?
Yeah. I think this was a better indie film.
they did a lot more with a lot less. They had an even smaller
Mm-hmm.
budget, and they gave you a lot more to think about. I liked it in a violent nature because
Me
it's
I liked
cool,
it too.
but it's just not cosmic horror.
There
which
really
I
were
like a
times
lot.
I got bored though.
And
in a violent
$82
nature.
or $82,000 to make this—that's insane.
That's incredible. I don't know if I believe that. There's just no way.
It's insane. But
No, but I
yeah.
really like this, and it's kind of reignited my desire to go watch some more cosmic horror.
Event Horizon,
Color Out of
kind
Space is still one. What's that From Beyond? It's an '80s one, so it's not as good, but it's still good.
Okay.
But Color Out of Space with Nicolas Cage was good.
Does Event Horizon count as a?
I kind of count it. It's similar.
Some
Um,
people fucking love that movie, man.
I haven't seen it.
I
in,
like it.
20
Just
It
because
has
they're
flaws.
always like, it's Warhammer 40K.
Yeah, it's definitely took a heavy inspiration from
Yeah.
like the Geller fields.
I don't
and
know.
more.
If you could recommend the best cosmic horror movie, I'd love to watch it. I mean, The Thing,
No,
I
I didn't-
guess, if you want to
Yeah,
call
it
that.
is. That is.
But The Thing is on a different
Lovecraftian.
level, I think.
Color Out of Space. Oh, The Endless and Resolution.
Okay.
Because they fall in line with this, where it's a lot of you don't know what the fuck's going on, and
Yeah.
most things are just hinted at. And this is the film where I watched it. I think it was Resolution first, and then this one later, and I had no idea that they were linked. And then I was like, oh my god, I remember these two guys. And then it fell in place. Watch Resolution first, then The Endless.
Okay.
Annihilation. Is kind of-
Annihilation that's cosmic horror.
I actually
Yeah.
thought that was pretty good.
There
there
was
was an
some-
amazing movie. That's Alex Garland.
There were a couple weak spots in it where it didn't make sense, but once again, I think that's what makes sense.
That might be the best of. That's one of the best cosmic horrors.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think it's really.
It does a
good.
good job of not explaining it. So.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Alex Garland does not like to hold your hand. So, but Endless and Resolution
The
though,
Mist.
it's more like small scale, and but you're so unaware of why and how.
I will say, there's a Stephen King book that I thought did cosmic horror pretty well.
What's that?
And Lightning Revival might be the name of it. It's been a minute since I've read it.
I
I'm
don't
looking
know.
it up.
I'd check it out.
It might just be called Revival. It's called Revival. There's lightning on the cover. That's why
Okay.
I called it
Well, you
Lightning
got 'em
Revival,
together,
like
I
the
get it.
bathing. Yeah, the basic premise is kind of similar to this one in that his like loved one dies, and he goes to like all these like revival churches, and he meets one where a guy's like trying to do an experiment to see like heaven and what's on the other side,
Mm-hmm.
and he sees what's on the other side, and he goes crazy, and it's like it's a cosmic horror thing. Like everyone just goes to this alternate dimension where they're slaves to like ant monsters or something. Like it's crazy though.
You said Stephen King, and that just made me think too, though. The Mist.
Yeah, The Mist.
The Mist is a good one. Even the newer one that came out like 15 years ago.
That's the really good one.
I thought there was one that came out in like the 70s that was awesome.
You're thinking
too.
The Fog.
Mist is newer.
I am, you're right, you're right.
Yeah.
But
You
The
know what
Mist-
Yeah,
movie
Revival.
just
It's
popped
pretty
up as a
solid.
cosmic horror?
What?
What?
The Lighthouse. I
I
wouldn't
can
have thought
kinda-
of that.
Get that in a way, but not.
I think of that's like a Greek tragedy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Heavy
They're
drama.
playing it more on the mental stability of these fucks. You know?
How dare they?
Which can work. But overall, really good episodes or movies to watch for the episode. And
Yeah.
I would say Endless and Resolution, then Endless. And The
Okay.
Mist would be some good cosmic horror there too.
I think our next one we put out should still be Halloween themed, but I don't know that we'll get it done by Halloween.
And it doesn't matter. Because once it hits a platform near you, might be
The-
Thanksgiving 2 years from now. But
Next time.
I guess
2
we're
years.
good. Is that a sign off, everyone?
That's just thanks for listening.
Yeah. Thanks, and have a good one.